And right at the end, you were so walking in the room, and I'm like, awesome.
Yep.
It's awesome to be able to say, I work from home.
Yes.
Make this, that's part of why I do it.
Exactly. Thank you. All right. Welcome, everybody. For those joining us on the webinar, my name is Jeremy Jenkins, and it is a pleasure to be here tonight. So this is basically advanced training, okay? This is not a prospect webinar, okay? This is for you guys. This is for you that are in the business and are doing this. You want to be a leader. You want to get your 10 in the pen and participate and make money, right? That's the whole thing. So tonight we're going to focus on the comp plan. As was just recently mentioned, it is a unique comp plan, never been done before by any other companies. This is unique to Richard Smith, who is our president. He's the one that wrote it, came up with it together with one of the co-founders, Troy Muhlstein, and it is awesome. It is one of the best comp plans on the planet. The whole goal of our founders, our creators, is to help the average individual have a good experience in network marketing, okay? I've been in the industry for a little over 20 years. I started with a company called Melaleuca. Maybe some of you have heard of it. I was there for many years, and that's kind of where I got my start. And that's where I fell in love with the concept, okay? The concept of what makes a compensation plan work is a little word we call leverage, okay? Have you guys heard of leverage? Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. Put that up here really big, because without the leverage, it doesn't work, okay? Without leverage, we're just salespeople, okay? That's it, right? There's all kinds of affiliate programs out there. People can get on Amazon.com and join as an affiliate, and they can go out and sell all day long at Christmas time and make gazillions of dollars just by themselves, right? That exists. And there's all kinds of affiliate programs out there, Lowe's and Home Depot and Verizon and all the different companies out there have affiliate programs. They do, right? You probably heard of Dish Network, DirecTV. They all have these affiliate programs where you can join and you can tell other people about it. Some of them are just as simple as, hey, tell a friend or family about it, we'll give you a free month, right? Simple. But others actually have it set up where you can keep those customers, and as they continue to purchase later on, then you can make money every time they do it, which is kind of nice, right? But it only pays out the one level. It's what you personally bring in that makes it work. Now, with multi-level, with network marketing, traditionally we're dealing with comp plans that pay out on more than just one level, right? And so what usually happens is, people, they come in and depending on which comp plan it is, if it's a unilevel, then the incentive is to try and keep it more on that first level because there's going to be a higher percentage that pays out on that, right? Or if you're on a binary, then what ends up happening is you have a weak leg and a strong leg, and you only get paid out on the weak leg. If your strong leg goes crazy, you never see a dime from that, right? And it's all just smoke and mirrors. So what this compensation plan does is it allows us to truly leverage, okay? Now, I'll give you a tiny little story of my background. As I was doing Melaleuca and some of these other things, it was shortly after, it was actually right when I was in college. I was getting my degree at BYU in Spanish. And my dad did something kind of crazy. My dad, while we were growing up, he's a civil engineer. He graduated in civil engineering, and he worked for a civil engineering company all while I was growing up. And he made $50,000, $60,000 a year, average middle-class family, doing okay, right? But we were not wealthy by any means, right? And we just kind of got by and had some nice things, and it was okay. However, while I was going to school, my dad got together with some of his buddies from college, and they said, you know what? We're going to do something kind of crazy. We're going to start our own business. And then they got together and they said, okay, you know how to do surveying, and you know how to do structural engineering, and you know how to do landscape engineering. And they just got together and they said, let's just do this. Let's go take out a loan and start our own company. We'll quit our jobs. It's like, whoa, that's kind of scary, right? But they did it. And my dad went from making $50,000 a year to $500,000 a year in the first 18 months. And I remember going, whoa, Dad, right? Because he went and they, bought their $1 million home and they started traveling and they started doing all these things. And I was like, wow, why didn't you do this before, Dad? When I was still at home, right? To take advantage of it. But I asked him one day, how did that work? What's going on? How come you 10 times your income? And he said, well, leverage, right? Because now I'm the boss. I'm the owner of this company, and I have 100 employees who are all doing work. They're all doing stuff, and I get to reap the benefits of the work that everybody does. And I thought, wow, that's so amazing, right? And that's when I fell in love with the concept. Now, not everybody can go start their own business, right? It's difficult. So what do, right? What are the options? And if you really think about it, here's a little tidbit for recruiting, okay? So whenever you're talking to anybody about the opportunity, let's be logical. What is really the number one question that we need to find out? And it's this: could you use a little bit of extra money? Could anybody use some extra income in their life? Okay? And if people are being honest, most of them are going to say yeah, right? And there's very few people that, if they're, that are out there and they're making so much money that they couldn't use a little bit of extra, right? So if they're being honest, if they're humble enough to admit it, everybody's going to say, well, yeah, I could use an extra little bit, whatever that is, right? Extra $200, $500, $1,000, whatever it is, everybody could use extra money. So the second question then, logically, is, okay, if you could use some extra money, well, how are you going to get it? Right? What are your options? Well, you could do what most people do, and that is get a second job, right? Or send the spouse out to get a job, which is not ideal, right? Or maybe they want to, go get a degree, and so they can specialize, and maybe they can then try and find a better job, or they could go ask their boss for a raise. None of those are ideal, and none of those really, are quick, right? It takes time. Or you could figure out what you have in your house and try and sell it on eBay, right? It's limited. It's limited to try and figure out how you're going to make some extra money, right? And so, okay, well, what could I do to actually start making some extra money right away, right? And have it be not only leveraged, but also residual. Okay, that's the other key word, residual income. Okay, we want that money, we go sell something on eBay, well, that's just one time, right? Then we got to figure out, what am I going to sell next month, right? But if you have residual income, then that means it's coming in all the time, right? Whether it's weekly or monthly, but it's going to continue coming, okay? So if we can get leveraged income and residual income, wow, we're golden. But how do you do that, right? How do you actually get that set up? Well, what we know from Robert Kiyosaki, you guys probably have seen this, but if not, I'll drive up here. So you can either be an employee, you can be self-employed, you can be a business owner, or you can be an investor, okay? So Robert Kiyosaki, in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, talks about this. He says, here's the problem. People usually are on this left side of the quadrant. You have people that are employees, that's most people, or they're self-employed, right? They're professionals, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're whatever. Problem with those is that it depends on you. There's no leverage on the left side of the quadrant, okay? Because you personally only have 24 hours in a day. So you got 8 hours probably to sleep, 8 hours to go to work, and 8 hours for you, right? To do things with the family or whatever. Okay? That's pretty much how it works. So if you need to make some more money as an employee, you got to kind of either go into that, the sleep, right? So you're only sleeping 6 hours a night, or you got to go into the personal family time, right? So you're eating into those other time frames, which is not fun. Even if you're self-employed, even if you're a professional, right? A doctor or a lawyer, same thing. You can only see so many patients as a doctor in one day. You're limited, right? You can only have so many customers as an attorney in one day. Right now, you can charge more for them, okay, but you're still limited by how much you personally can do. There's no leverage of them. So the wealthy, the people that actually make money, okay, that get rich, they're on this side. They're on the right side. They either own some kind of a business or have assets, or they've invested. They have money working for them. Okay, so you can put money in the stock market, or you can, and there's all kinds of ways to invest money, right? But that is the secret. How do you get over here to the right side of this quadrant and have leverage going for you and residual income going for you? So you either have assets or you have money that are working for you. So as we like to say, Warren Buffett, you guys all know Mr. Warren Buffett, right? One of the richest men on the planet. And he said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you're dead. Over here on this side, you're going to work until you're dead. But if you can do it on this side, you can make money while you sleep. That's the secret. Okay? So, what are our options? Well, we know we got to either invest or we got to have a business, an asset that's going to work for us. Okay? And like my dad, he had to go get a loan. He had to have the right friends and everything to get his business going. But not everybody has those skills. Not everybody can do that. And so what are our options? Well, we dive into what we call network marketing, right? Now, network marketing has a bad reputation. A lot of people are upset with network marketing, especially here in Utah, because here in Utah, we're surrounded, right? We've got hundreds of multi-level network marketing type companies, and we've all been approached by them 100 times or more. And we try our luck with one or the other. We dip our toe in it. We see if we want to do it. But the problem is, and so here's where I'm coming from, right? I did Luca for many years. I did other companies for many years. I didn't have true success, though, until I found Mr. Richard Smith and his previous company that tried to eliminate all the barriers, all the pain points that you usually find in traditional multi-level, okay? So we have good things, right? Multi-level has awesome things. It has leverage. It has residual income, right? It has personal development. That's another big one, right? Learning. You guys here tonight, you're coming to learn all these concepts that they don't really teach in school, okay? So it's awesome to be part of it because you're going to get that mentoring. You're going to have that the friendship and the team building, everything. But the bad thing that you have in network marketing, the number one bad thing is that forced autoship that usually costs $100 to $200 a month that most people can't afford, right? And so whether it's a nutritional, whether it's an education thing that has to do with finances, it doesn't matter what the autoship is. If your price point is $100 plus, people will quit if they can't find a way to get into profit, right? To where they're making more money than they're spending. That was the number one problem I had in all of my previous companies was what we call attrition. Okay, attrition is when people quit. So they give up. When they say, "Oh, well, I'll try it for 90 days and see how it goes." Well, just that statement right there already tells you you're not going to make it because most comp plans, most companies haven't set it up for people to make more than they spend in their first 90 days. It just doesn't happen, right? Unless you're really good, unless you have an amazing skill set and you already have gazillions of people ready to plug in and everything, yeah, there's big leaders like that can plug into any company and start making money from the get-go. But the average person, no, they can't do that, right? So they're loading up their credit card every month with an auto ship on products that they probably don't really want. I still remember, trying to figure out every month, okay, which products am I going to put in? Because, I guess we're running out of shampoo. All right, we'll do that. But I ended up with so much product, even 10 years after the fact, after leaving that company, I still have some of those products sitting in my basement. I just never got around to using them, right? Whether it was cleaning supplies or whatever. So that's the issue we're dealing with, right? Is how do we find a company with a comp plan that actually is inexpensive enough to where you're getting enough value out of it that people won't quit on you, okay? We got to get people into profit. That's what we got to do. We got to get people, it's got to be universal. It's got to be something that everybody can use, not just certain people, not just a niche product, right? It's got to be something everybody, anywhere on the planet can use. and feel like they're getting a good deal. Okay, it can't be, just a money game, right? A Ponzi scheme where you're, come in and just, sign up a whole bunch of people and make all this money and there's no real product. No, of course not, right? We can't do that. We've got to have something that's real, something that people who weren't doing the business would want to use and be proud of. Okay, got to have real customers and all that stuff. So there's a lot of little pieces and parts that need to work together. But at the end of the day, what we love about our network and what we're doing here is that Richard and Troy and Trent and Roger and all of them, right? J-Mac, the programmer, I'm missing Kevin, right? All the creators, okay? That's what they've dreamed of as well. They've been through what we've been through. They know that it doesn't work to have an auto ship that people can't afford, and so they end up quitting, right? We need something that people will use and stick with, okay? So they analyzed it and they looked and they said, what's the model that works right now the best? Who's having a lot of success with retention, okay? And you know who it is? It's Amazon and Costco, right? Amazon and Costco are going crazy. They're doing awesome. And why is that? They have an amazing membership model, right? Membership model. Okay, all right, now we're getting somewhere, right? Membership model. Why do we pay, whether it's $60 or $120, so that we can go be a member of Costco? Why do people do that, right? It's the craziest thing, but we do it. Why? Because we believe that by going into Costco, we're going to save money when we go shopping, because we're buying in bulk and the price is better, and plus we think quality, right? When I go to Costco, that's what I'm thinking, is quality. And I walk by the produce, I'm thinking, wow, that's amazing produce right there, right? It's awesome. They make sure it's all looking really good and everything. So that's their model. That's their, $120 a year to be able to go into Costco and do that. Now they have other cool things too. They have a travel program, and they have a car buying program. They have all these neat things that most people don't even care about, right? But it's a membership. You're getting value. Same thing with Amazon. Amazon Prime, right? $125 a year now. And what do you get? You get the 2-day shipping, right, for free. That's cool, or that's what most people join it for. But you also get, there's Amazon movies, right, the videos, just like Netflix, and there's other really cool things. They have a travel program too, all kinds of stuff, right? There's AAA. That's another one that's a big, people, I'm paying my, whatever it is, $60 a year, so I can, just in case I get a flat tire, right, somebody can come save me. So membership models. Okay, cool. Let's copy that, right? Let's create a membership that people can join and be proud of and actually find real value in based on savings, right? Saving money. Everybody wants to save money. Who doesn't, right? We all go shopping. Everybody likes to spend money, right? They don't like to spend money on an auto ship, but we like to go shopping, right? Who doesn't? So, okay, so if I can save $50 to $80 a month on just all kinds of places, 300,000 plus places, and they're going to add more to it. Okay, that's cool, right? I'm willing to be part of that membership. Right? And whether I'm joining as a free customer just to take advantage of the savings, or if I'm joining as a charter member so that I can do it as a business, right? There's a difference there, okay? So that's the first concept I want everybody to really get in their mind, especially right now, because the confusion that I think everybody's been having so far is we are in soft launch, okay? We're not even in pre-launch yet. And what does that mean? Well, so in soft launch, we haven't had a product yet, right? Our discount portal, okay, it's not ready yet. It won't be ready until the following Saturday, until the 22nd, okay? So on the 22nd of June, we will finally have our discount and travel portal, which will be awesome. We'll actually finally have a product. Now, the error that I see with most people right now is they're trying to sell that whole concept of the travel portal for the $38 a month, okay? And that's not what we're supposed to be doing. The $38 a month is not the cost of the travel portal. The travel portal will be made available to free customers. So if you sell it like that, if you tell people, oh yeah, you're paying the $38 a month to get the travel portal, then when free customers are introduced, then those people are going to be like, wait a second. I've been paying $38 a month for all this time, and now these free customers are coming in, and they're getting the same thing I've been paying for. What's going on? Okay? They're going to be mad at you. So don't sell it that way. Okay? The $38 a month is the membership and the right to be able to do this as a business. That's what we're selling, okay? That's what the cost is coming from. It's not the travel portal, okay? The travel portal is going to be cool when it comes out and everything, and yes, that will be our product that we're going to introduce to people, and then eventually the bank account, and then eventually the card itself, right? The rep card that will come. All those things will be products, okay? But even free customers will get bank accounts, and even free customers can buy the card, right? So what's the $38 a month for? It's the membership into our network that allows you to be a charter member and do it as a business, okay? That's the way we need to introduce it. It's, oh, do you want this, okay? Do you want to be on the right side of the quadrant? It's going to cost you $38 a month to be on the right side of the quadrant. That's what we're selling, not the travel, not the discounts. It's the opportunity, okay? Now, yes, there has to be a legit product behind it all. There will be, okay? But you got to have that distinction. Okay? So now that we understand that, in 9 days, we'll get that product. We'll also have a brand new back office that they're building for us. We'll have brand new replicated websites that are going to be lots better, prettier, easier to use, all that stuff. That's what we're getting on the 22nd. Okay, it's going to be really cool. All right. So we'll have the tools we need, right? We can say that too. The $38 a month is basically you're buying a digital suite of products that includes your back office, your replicated site, the recruiting videos that they're making, a customer service that will help your people, and that's what you're paying for, okay? You're having a mini business, home-based business, and you get all those cool things for just $38 a month. So, okay, so I'm in business now, right? And I'm getting some leverage, I'm getting some residual income now because of our amazing comp plan and everything. So, all right. Now we're getting somewhere, right? How do we get into profit? So that's the next question. If I'm in business, obviously I want to be in profit. I don't want to be in a business that's losing money, correct? So if we can do that, if we can actually get to a point where we're in profit, now we can say, hey, we're having some success, okay? This is cool. And unlike other network marketing companies where it literally could take you a year or more to get into profit, this business, you can get in profit. Usually, most people can do it in their first month, right? If not sooner, right? Now, how does that work? Well, let me erase some of this. So the first thing we want to do is to get our 3, right? You guys have probably heard this now, something we call the 3 and me bonus, right? 3 and me bonus. What is that? We've been calling, the way we've been describing it previously was just 3 is better than free, right? But it's the 3 and me bonus. And what does that mean? So if I am here in my structure, okay, because we have, actually let's define this. So we have 2 kinds of structures. We have something called the pen and something called the TVS. Right? So the pen is the personal enrollment network. All right. So we're going to draw this out. So a personal enrollment network is a unilevel plan. All right. So it basically means it's like that affiliate program I was talking about. Okay, for Amazon or whatever. So as I enroll people, okay, it basically is one single line. Okay, and everybody is just on this line as I enroll, however many I'm going to enroll. Okay, now if they go and enroll people, it doesn't matter to me at all. On the pen side, on the personal enrollment network, I'm not benefiting from any of that. Okay, if this guy goes and enrolls somebody or that guy goes and enrolls somebody, it doesn't affect me. I'm not getting anything. The only thing I get from the pen side is there's a $10 bonus on the first 3. Okay, so here's the question now. Let's say you enroll this guy first, this guy second, this guy third, this guy fourth, so on, right? Okay? So, what's going to happen is when he pays his $38 a month charter membership, that's going to create $10 to you. Okay? Fair enough. All right. Second guy pays another $10 to you. And then the third guy pays, there's another $10 to you. Cool. So now you just made $30, right? You're getting really close to having your own membership be covered, okay? $30 towards your $38 a month. All right, cool. Question?
$30 every month, right?
Mm-hmm. Every month, yeah. This is every month that they pay, you're going to get that $10 bonus again.
But this isn't our program. This is another program.
No, this is ours. Yeah, this is our pen. Okay, so this is only on the first 3 though. Okay, so when the 4th person, the 5th person, the 6th person, when they pay their monthly, there is no $10 bonus on the pen. Okay, only the first 3. Now the question has become, well, what happens if this guy forgets? Right? What if he all of a sudden quits? He decides not to do it anymore or whatever. What's going to happen? Do I not get my $10 bonus anymore? Of course you do. It just now takes from this guy. Okay? So if he quits, there's no more 10 there, then the $10 will come from number 4. Okay? So as long as you always have 3 people somewhere in your pen that are paying, okay, you're going to get that $30. Right? So it doesn't matter if, and it's whoever pays first, basically. Right? So, if these guys all of a sudden they came in and these guys all quit, or they paid first in the month, then it would take it from them. So it's always just the first 3. Doesn't matter where they are at in your pen, what order they came in at. It'll always be whoever pays first in the month. Those will pay the $10, and then you're done. Okay? Uh-huh.
So the orange is the $11.
Okay, we'll get there.
That's all right.
Okay, so that's the pen. Pen, in the pen, you can only make up to $30. Period. Okay. All right. Now, what happens is all of these people that you're bringing in are now going to be placed into a structure, okay? A team building structure that is a 3x10 structure, right? So on your first level, you have 3. Okay. On your second level, you then, of course, have 9. And so on down. So you have a 27 line, an 81 line, 243 line, and I can't remember what's after that. But anyway, so here's what happens. So you have, let's say you join, okay? Now here's the other word that we're going to talk about today. Spillover. What does that mean? Okay, so one of the advantages of this kind of a structure is that it can create what we call spillover, right? So on a unilevel plan, like we have with our pen, okay, there is 0 incentive for me to place somebody underneath somebody else, right? On all unilevel plans, it usually pays out like 10 or 15% on the first level, and then maybe 8% on the second level, and then probably like 4% on the third level, and then maybe 2% on the 5th, and so on, right? So it's to your advantage to keep as many direct people on your front line as possible, because that's where you're going to make the most money, right? So it's driving that behavior. It's making people want to put 10 or 100 people on their front line, right? Because that's where they're going to make all the money. And that's where the big leaders that have thousands of people, they just say, hey, come join me, here's my link, get 1,000 people on their front line, and they're making all the money. And then if those guys do more, okay, that's fine. But here, we're not teaching that. Here, we're teaching people to be selfless, right? To help, to create what we call spillover, okay? Now, there's going to be people who, for whatever reason, right, they're skeptical. Maybe they're just not quite motivated enough yet. Maybe they just don't have the skills yet, right? We don't know. There's a lot of reasons why people might wait. They might just kind of hold off and not do a lot at the beginning, okay? Or there's those of us that have a lot of vision and gung-ho and we believe in it and we're going to go crazy, okay? So here's just going to go through a whole bunch of different examples here in our team building structure to help everybody understand, clear as mud, how this all works, all right? So, first scenario, let's assume that you're one of these skeptical people, okay? We're going to say that you're not quite up to par, you're brand new at this, you don't have the skill set, whatever it is, doesn't matter, okay? So you came in, and your leader, the person that invited you, is a go-getter, right? They've got the skills, they've got the motivation, they've got the contact list, they're going crazy. So they start to put people in. And because this is a forced matrix, here's what happens, right? So your leader up here is enrolling people, and they put you in, and then they're going. So they're going to put in this person, they're going to put in this person, they're going to put in this person, then it's going to come back, it's going to go down to the second row, because this one's forced, right? There's only 3 spots that can ever fill in right there. So it has to go down to the next one, and then it's going to go 4, and then it's going to go 5, and it's going to go 6, and then it's going to come back over here, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, like that. Okay? So you are thinking, wow, this is great. I got some spillover. Okay? Spillover is when somebody above you enrolls, and because of the nature of the structure, that it can only fit 3 on that row, it has to fill in below that. Okay? And not like this, so the person above you, maybe you're one of their 3, right? So it has to fill in under you. Okay? So what does that mean? Oh, wow. Well, now the way this compensation plan works is that we know there's 5 ways to get paid. Okay? Currently, during pre-launch, really only 1 way to get paid. Okay? The other 4 will be introduced as we go on. But the first way to get paid is from our membership. Okay? So $38. We know that on the first 3, $10 of that $38 is getting paid on the pen side. Right? Okay? So what would happen? Well, you have $10 going to them, so then you have another $10 that's going to get paid into the matrix, okay, into the TBS. So $10 divided by 10 is $1, right? So let's assume
Is that $1 or $10 per person, for all 3?
all the people in here. Okay, so here's where it kind of gets a little bit tricky, right? Because all of these people were not personally enrolled by you, right? They were enrolled by somebody else. But so this guy up here, who is your enroller, okay? So he probably put in 3 like this, okay? And so those are probably his first 3. So you're one of his 3, right? So he's making $10 off you. So that means all of these ones that he put in, they're not his 3, right? They're 4 and on. Okay? So what does that mean? That means that actually $20 from each of them is going to get paid into TBS, right? So each of these is paying 20, okay? $20, wow. So you divide 20 by 10, and it's 2, right? $2. Okay, so if you had unlocked your tiers, which you haven't done yet, but if you had, then you would get paid $2, he would get paid $2, and so on, up 10 levels. Okay, it would take you $2. Now, because you are one of this guy's 3, there's only $10 going up the tree, right? So in this case, your sponsor is going to only make $1 from you, but he's going to make $2 from all the rest. That make sense? Is that clear? Clear as mud? Okay, so just give you another example, another scenario. Okay, let's assume that you start to work. Okay, you start to see the potential here. You think, wow, there's all these people under me, and all these $2 are skipping me, right? I'm getting skipped. I'm not getting paid because I haven't done my part. What is the part you got to do? You have to unlock your tiers. You have to enroll people. So to make money off of tier 1, you need to enroll 1 person. So you're going to enroll that 1 person, and in this case, they're going to fall over here, right? We'll say person A, okay? Oh, wow, You just enroll person A, so now you get to make money from these ones. Okay, so when this guy pays, there's going to be $2 for you. When this guy pays, $2 for you. This guy pays $2 for you. But when person number 4 pays, there's $20 there. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to say, hey, have you enrolled anybody? Yep, pay you $2. Hey, have you enrolled 2 people? Have you unlocked tier 2? You haven't enrolled 2 people yet. You're getting sketched. And it's going to go to the next guy, and he's going to get paid the $2. Okay? So you're going to say, whoa, hold on. I want to make $2 off of all these people, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to go and you're going to enroll person B. Okay? Now, row 2 is unlocked. Now you can make money from everybody on those only 9 people, right? 9 people on row 2. It doesn't matter if you enroll them or not. You get to make money off of that row now. Okay? Now, here's the thing though. Because you enrolled this person, they're one of your first 3, right? So person A, what's going to happen? Person A is going to pay $10 to you, because in the pen side, right, we're here, and there's going to be another $10. So $10 divided by, it's going to be $1 here, $1 here, $1 here. So here's the whole thing. If somebody is one of somebody's 3, doesn't matter where they fall. It could be clear down here on level 10, right? This guy, person Z. Okay? Person Z was enrolled by his sponsor on level 9. Okay? So person Y. So person Y enrolls person Z. Oh, he is person Y first person. So that means he's one of the first 3. Okay? So that means it's only going to pay $10 because the other 10 is getting paid to him as a pen bonus. So on this guy, just this guy, it's going to be $1 going up the tree. Okay? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. But let's assume that somebody over here places somebody else right here, and he's his 4th person. Oh, because he's a 4th person, that's going to pay 20. Okay? So you never know. You don't know who's going to be somebody's 1st through 3rd or somebody's 4th through infinity, right? It is possible, however unlikely, that everybody in your whole matrix could be just one of 3, okay? It could be that the matrix fills out where nobody enrolls ever a 4th person. All they do is enroll 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Everybody's enrolling 3. Well, you would have a full matrix of 88,000 people, and all it would pay is $1. Just $1 from each of them. That's it. Okay? Okay. You could also, and it's even less likely, is you could have a leader up here who says, hey, I'm going to bring in a database of 10 million people, and they're all just going to fill in. Right? All the way, 88,000 people underneath you, and you just sat there and did nothing, right? And they all just filled in, and every single one of them then would pay $2. Okay? So it just depends. It's going to be a mix. It's going to be a total mix. There's no way to predict because of the way it fills in. I'm going to guess it's probably going to be around 70% of the people in your matrix. If you had a full matrix, I would guess 70% of it would be people that paid just $1 up the tree. Because the majority are going to be somebody's 1st through 3. Okay? 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. The people that are actually getting 4 and on is going to be less, right? Most people can just barely get 3. Okay? So don't count on the $2 going up the tree being the majority. It's not going to be. Most people are only going to pay $1 up the tree just because of the nature of it. Because most people are going to be somebody's 1st through 3rd. That make sense? Yeah.
So all of that $35, I know 3 of us with credit cards, all that $35 eventually gets paid back up. None of that's going to the company.
Oh, yeah. So let's just be completely transparent here. So out of $38, here's what we're looking at. $38 is depending on if it's the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, or 4th through infinity. Okay, so $10 to the pen. okay? And then we have, in this case, another $10 going to the TBS, and then, which leaves basically $15, okay? So $15 is going to the company, right? That's the company's profit.
But isn't $3 a fee?
Yeah, so the $3 is going, so if we were talking 38, yeah, let's say $3. Okay, that makes sense? So if this is 1 through 3. It's $10 to the pen, $10 to the TBS, $15 to the company, and a $3 fee.
That $15 goes to the company to pay all the things that they're giving us so that we can run our business, like our back office. And all that.
Exactly.
So it's not profitable.
Right. Well, yeah, it's how they run, it's how they pay the rent for this building. You know, it's how they have employees.
That's how they do all the things that they do for us so that we can own business.
Exactly. Yep.
What about the pen and the pen?
Okay, I'm getting there. Yep.
You're saying $50 for this company, $50 less for the company, depending on how it's rated.
Right. So this is just the example of 1 through 3. If you've enrolled 1 through 3, this is how it pays out. Okay. Then 4 through infinity. How does that pay out? It pays out 20 to the TBS, and then it pays 15 to the company, and $3 fee. Okay, so really all it's doing is that $10 that it would normally pay you, it's just combining it, and now there's 20 going into the matrix. Okay, now we all know that there's a special bonus called the founder's bonus, right? So how do we become a founder? Anyone know?
And
And the pen. Okay. So, okay. So if you go and build your team and you get 10 and you unlock all 10 levels of your matrix and everything, great. You are now what we call a founding member. Okay. And there's some perks for being a founding member. The number 1 perk is that there's now going to be an extra $5. Okay, so in this case, we're going to say, okay, it's going to take, doesn't matter if it's the 1 through 3 or 4 through infinity. Okay, what they're doing is they're basically taking, so instead of $15 to the company, it's going to be 10 to the company, and another 5 to the TBS. So it doesn't matter if it's a $1 person or a $2 person, okay? It just adds an extra 50 cents onto the back end of that, right? So I like to separate it that way. We used to teach it, oh, it's $2.50 on this person and it's $1.50 on this person. It's too confusing. Keep it separate. Say it's $1 on the 1 through 3, it's $2 on the 4 through infinity, and then if you achieve 10 in the pen, it adds another $5 on there, so 50 cents.
Is that immediate or not till January?
That's immediate, that's now. Yep.
What if you, like, I only been in the business for now, yeah.
All right, welcome aboard. Woo!
And remember something like it was a massive job just to get here.
Yeah. Lots of traffic.
All that traffic, sure.
Yeah.
It was horrendous. Anyway, the question is, do I have to activate all those 10? And how do I activate them with 3, or do they have to get their 10?
Okay, when you personally enroll them, right, when you get them to sign up right now for just $38, we have the discount code. Right?
Is there a date? Is there a date when that discount?
Yes, so June the 30th is the last day for that discount code. As of July 1st, it will be $68 to join.
If we sign up and get 38, is that forever for us for 38?
Yeah, because it's a one-time $30 sign-up fee that's being waived. That makes sense? So what's going to happen is on July 1st, it'll be $68 to sign up, but then $38 a month, because it's just $30 for the enrollment.
I see. Now, qualifying those 10, what do I have to do?
Okay, so to get 10 in the pen, as we say, it's just enrolling 10 people. So
I win.
by January 6th. Vendor bonus, this is January 6th, 2020. So,
Is that when we get the card?
yes, yeah. So the card will be made available by our launch date. This is our launch date. Right now, we're going into pre-launch. So the launch date will be January 6th, 2020, and that's when the card will be ready.
And how often are we paid?
We are paid weekly on this bonus, on what we call, well, so there's a 3andMe bonus, right? The reason we're getting $10 each one. So that's where we get the 30 from, right? And then also on top of that, you're getting $1 from each of them in the pen, so that's where we get 33. Unless they happen to be spillover, right? Then we're also getting 2, right? So, but yeah, it's $33 for the 3andMe bonus. Those are all paid out the following Friday. So anything that happens this week, cut off tomorrow night, will get paid out the following Friday, the 21st. And then everything that's happening next week will get paid out the following week after that. So every Friday we get paid out. Okay.
So when's the first check's going out? Is it the 21st or is it tomorrow?
Oh yeah, first payout should be tomorrow or Saturday.
Tomorrow in the mail or tomorrow?
So it will show up in our back office. That's so we have our back office. We can log in and we'll get to see our commission portal there. And then, so here's what they're trying to do. They're creating something that is similar for those that have been in the industry, similar to like a Paylution or a ProPay. It's a payment portal. Okay, so most network marketing companies have some kind of a payment portal or payment system where you can then log into it. You can hook up your bank account and do an ACH transfer, or you can get like a debit card, right? And then they'll send the money onto the debit card. You can spend it. So that's what they're building for us. Now, they're hopeful that we might be able to get that by the beginning of next week. If they can't pull it off, then they will send out checks, okay, for the first payment.
So in the conditions that we all agreed to, it says the charge is $10 per check.
Yeah.
So that's a big hit.
Yeah.
We're not talking about making $30, and then we just lost 10.
Yeah. My understanding is that they aren't going to send checks unless they're over $100. So if it's less than that, then they're just going to say, hang tight for another week until we get the
forward down the road. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't, it's not a forced thing. It's not, they're not going to force you to take a
Ask
check.
for the check.
You have to ask for it, right? You have to request
It's on our phone.
it.
They're not charging the $10.
Okay. Linda knows. So that was a thing that was in there, but yeah, I think Richard overruled it and said, we're not doing it. So don't worry about it.
Can I automatically have it deducted from my card?
So the rev card? Well, yeah, once we have our rev card, then yes, it will automatically be put right onto the rev card. We won't use a different system. So this is a temporary solution that we're using just for the first month or two until we get the bank account. And once we have the bank account, then all commissions will just be put right into our rev account, and away we go.
Can you tell us about the other ways to get paid?
Okay. Cool. First time we got. We have about 10 minutes. Okay. So this is what we have right now. Okay. And that's how it works. And just real quick on that. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands when we're talking about spillover, there's a lot of people that come into the business expecting spillover. Okay. Now, you should not expect it. If you're wanting to make money in this, you really need to go and unlock your 10 levels and get your 10 people in the pen and all that stuff. Don't wait. If you wait, you're going to be in big trouble because you're going to be sorry because all your people that you're personally put in will end up down farther and you'll be upset, right? Get them now. Get them now. And if you do get spillover, great. That's a blessing. But the best blessing is to create spillover for other people. Don't wait for it. That's selfish. Okay? Go create spillover for other people.
And the big thing to realize is that you can't control it. It's something computerized. So, like me, I have some spillover on one of my legs and none on the other one.
Right.
Because it's just the way the computer.
Yeah, right. And so there's kind of two ways to think of it, right? Because there's the spillover from above, but there's also the leverage that we talked about. It's the spillover underneath, right? So when person B, he's excited he's gonna go out and do it, he's gonna all of a sudden start putting in all these people, right? You didn't put in these people, person B did. So that's spillover underneath you, okay? And so that's what we're talking about, because maybe this guy is a go-getter, he's gonna go fill in, but this guy is lazy, and so this leg is just totally off balance, right? Because you're getting all this growth over here, because these guys are leaders, and you guys are not.
I was under the understanding, so if I unlock my first tier, now each month I get paid commission on that first tier because it's unlocked. And then the second tier, now I'm being paid on 2 tiers. I don't have to wait until I have all 10 tiers before I start getting commission.
Oh, yeah. The ideal situation would be to just go get your 10 in one day, right? And just put all 10 in, boom, boom, boom. They all fill in on your first and second row, you're done, you're ready. And now, at that point, strategy-wise, I mean, you might want to get 11, 12, just in case, right, as a backup. But after that, don't keep putting people in yourself. Find out who your 10 are and get their link from them. And say, hey, give me your link. I'm going to help you out. I've got a 13th, a 14th, a 15th person that wants to join. Give me your link. I'm going to have them sign up under you, right? Give it away. Give it away.
That's where, that is you're gonna get paid the same thing.
Right, exactly. There's no incentive. There's no $10 on the 4th through infinity, right? So there's no reason to hold on to them. Give it away. Help other people get their 10. And then you're going to create retention.
Yeah, and then I think this is what has never happened before.
Right.
Because I've never had, I love this opportunity. Because if I'm someone who can get 100 people, and my friends can only get 2 or 3 because they just can't for whatever reason, then you can share all that and everyone benefits.
Yep. Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. So not only are you creating spillover when you get your 10 or 11, 12, whatever, but you're also giving people away, creating spillover by those giveaways. Huh?
Let's say you go out and your company is a little lazy. You get something for that, but what is it? If you sign them up, you go on, you sign them up underneath them, what do you get?
You get that you're helping them to create retention. You're also getting paid because that person might fall right here, right? And you've already unlocked your 10 levels. So you're just going to get paid. These are all empty spots. So by giving them away, you just put another person in.
I had a question that he asked. This is my twin brother, Stan.
Okay.
And he asked me, I probably should have let him see the video, but we were so fast and furious. Just give him an overview of what the card would give us, just real quick.
The card? Okay.
Oh, no, I don't want to. No, finish the conversation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Actually, because I got to go in like 5 minutes. So we'll have Linda talk about the benefits here in a minute. So let's finish the comp plan. Okay, so 5 ways to get paid. First one is the membership. Okay. Then the second one, and this is the one that's super exciting for me, I think this is the coolest one, is the 1% on swipes. Okay? So you guys have probably all heard, and this is one actually one of the perks of the card, is that when we go shopping, right, we have the card, and when we use the card, we're going to save, right? We as shoppers get to save money, and then the person that enrolled us, that brought us to the business, is going to make money because they're going to take 1% from every single purchase. Doesn't matter. If you go to Walmart, you go to the movies, if you're filling up your gas tank, if you're paying your medical bills, if you're paying for whatever, you're buying a flight to New York, whatever it is.
What if I just bought a card? Can I transfer that into that credit card and get 1% of the whole card?
Yeah. Yeah. If the dealer will take a credit card, and I think many of them do, yeah, you swipe it, you bought a $10,000 card.
Then I go to the bank, and I have to go to the bank that did the deal for me and swipe it there.
Doesn't matter. As long as it's a valid card transaction, then there's merchant fees involved in that. And they take, so it's usually about 3 to 4%, depending on the business, right? But yeah, that to accept credit cards as a business, you know that you've got to build in about 3 to 4% into your pricing because you know you're going to pay those fees to the bank to accept credit cards, okay? So because we own the bank, we get to take from that 3 to 4%, 1% and pay it as a commission.
Up the tree, right?
Up the tree.
So the
So on a $10,000 car, right? What's 1% of 10,000? $100, right? So, yeah, it would take $100, and it would pay this guy 10, this guy 10, this guy 10, right? That's what it would do.
All above you though.
All above
You
you.
swipe your own
So
card.
if you're doing it, the incentive for somebody that's doing it themselves is the discount. Because you're gonna get some kind of discount, 5, 10, 20% off on your meal or whatever, right? You're getting a perk for swiping your card, but then everybody above you is gonna get, they take 1% of that transaction and divide it by 10.
Does it have a delivery service too?
A delivery service?
Yeah, when you buy something, like groceries.
It depends on where you buy it. If you buy it at Walmart and you get Walmart delivery, yeah, it depends on the merchant. I mean, the Rev card itself doesn't provide that service. It's whoever you're buying from.
So if you're signing up a free member, that 1% goes right to you because it doesn't go up to PIN.
No, it does get divided. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's another important thing to understand. Once we introduce free customers, this is how it looks. Okay, so let's assume number 4 here, he enrolls a free customer. Okay, free customers are like little parasites on that spot. Right. So this guy, this little customer, that number 4 enrolled him. Okay, so what's going to happen is let's assume he buys a $100 deal. Okay, and so let's do 1,000. So $1,000 deal, so that it pays $10 into matrix, right? So what it's going to do is it's going to pay, if that's you, if you're number 4, it's going to pay $1 to you, and then it's going to do 9 levels up.
But he's not part of the TBS.
But he is, because he's attached to you like a little parasite. He's in the TBS.
They don't have to pay
Now, he
members.
doesn't have a spot in the
Don't make
TBS,
money on
so he can't get paid, but he's in the TBS because he's attached to you.
And all the plans have to have customers. We need customers
Exactly.
in order to be viable.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's why
Yeah.
we can make money on it.
Say that again.
So yeah, we all have to have customers. I mean, that's part of the FTC rules and all that stuff, is that you have to have customers in a business, right? People that are doing it without wanting to do it as a business, they just want to consume, they just want to be a consumer,
Oh,
right?
so we want to add this to our.
Oh, we want as many customers as we possibly
Oh,
can.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not in the
It's
system.
free money.
But they are in the system, because they are part of your PIN. When you enroll somebody as a customer, they're part of your PIN, okay? But the way it pays out is in the TBS, they're attached to you, so you're gonna get 1/10 of that 1% will pay directly to you, and then it'll go 9 levels up from there.
So Becky, you got 88,572.
How much to get paid
I'll
per
give you-
card
let's say-
when they buy the card?
Okay, yeah, let me get through these real quick. Okay, so third grade, is
With the app too, right?
what?
All of the transactions work with the app as well as with the card, correct?
No, it has to be through the card. If
But
it's
the
not through the
customers-
card,
We're not
Customers
gonna
can
get
buy
into
cards.
that through the app.
Apps is the discount.
only card swaps.
Later
So
on.
during pre-launch, when all we have is the app itself, all it's doing is giving us discounts. That's it.
And customers can buy cards too.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't have to be just.
Okay, so the third one is 1% of mortgages. So when people pay their mortgage through the bank account, they're gonna get, they're gonna take another 1% of that mortgage. So if you have a $2,000 mortgage, it's gonna take $20 and pay it up the tree.
As soon as the rev account's out,
As
like
soon
in a
as the
month or
rev account's
two?
out.
Okay.
Do you get any of that $20? Does it start with you or is it just all up front?
Yep, go straight up. Yep.
So go to Beverly Hills and sign up.
I was just gonna say.
The fourth way is through card sales.
The app, the mortgage comes when we have a bank account,
Right.
which is not right.
Okay, card sales, you're gonna get another $10 up the tree, okay? If it's a customer that buys the card for $150, then you're gonna get a $25 one-time bonus. And if they, but the card, doesn't matter if it's a charter member or a free member. If it's a free member, it's $150. If it's a charter member, it's just $99, okay? But either way, it's gonna put $10 up the tree, so another $1 up 10 levels.
Jeremy, is that per year or is that?
That's just one time. Yep, anytime they buy a card, one time.
What if they lose it? They gotta buy it.
Then, so they're looking at different things like insurance and warranties and stuff on the card, and they'll announce those as we get closer to the launch to let us know. But yeah, let's assume the warranty is only for 1 year and it breaks or you lose it after 1 year and you didn't buy the insurance, then you just have to buy a new one.
Fine.
Okay, then the fifth way is something that they're developing. It's not quite ready yet, and we don't know when it will be, but it's something we call the rewards center. And the rewards center is paid activities. So that's something like maybe downloading an app on your phone, or doing a survey, or watching a video, or there's all kinds of little activities that you can do that will pay out a certain amount. And when you do those, a certain part will go to the individual doing it, and another part will get paid up the TBS. So those are the 5 ways to get paid. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's 1% of a swipe, 1% of a mortgage, somebody buying a card, it all pays out the same way. It just takes out the commissionable amount, whether that's $1, $10, $100, and it divides it by 10, up the 10 levels of commission. Okay?
You pay all your bills through the Rev account? That's 1% just the
Anyone
mortgage?
that, well, so you're only going to get 1% on the mortgage.
Oh,
Yeah. So anything else, you're going to have to pay for it.
you could still be a card.
And pretty much everybody else will take a card. You know, when you're paying your doctor bill, or, you know, your gas bill, and everybody takes cards now. So.
The lady I was talking to yesterday, she's looking at this thing, well, why would I pay my mortgage? I'm not getting that, but she's going up the tree. And why would I use the red card versus my household card that gives me 2% off? Well, I don't get anything on the red card. What's your answer to that? Did you choose what card?
So the rewards portal, the discount portal that they're coming out with on Saturday, the 22nd, that will have incentives. The goal is that they really want to blow those guys out of the water. People that are doing their Delta Sky Miles and all that, they're going to drop that card and use the Rev card because our points are better. That's really what's going to happen.
It's not really that you're just toggling between cards, you're just getting a better reward system through this card. It's not gonna be like.
Right, and you can add your other cards on there if you want to, if you want. But the goal is eventually, and it won't probably happen right away, but eventually is our rewards program will be so much better than anybody else's out there.
The red card will be able to store multiple cards, so you can have a card.
Oh, absolutely.
And rewards cards.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta go jump on another call real quick, so I'm gonna turn the time over to Linda. She can finish answering any questions for you.
And you'll be back at 7.
And then I'll be back here in a little bit, yeah.
Okay, does everyone understand what it means to have 10 in the pen? Raise your hand if you don't. Everyone raise? We're good. Okay, so that means we unlock 10 levels. You can invite others to join, but you only, like I get asked, well, what if I just have 15? Well, you won't get paid on 15 levels. You'll only get paid on 10.
Unless compression.
And then there's compression.
Yeah, you didn't talk about.
It's good to have a few spare, I guess.
Yeah, a few spare is really good. So, yes,
If
Becky.
1 or 2 of your members have had to quit making the monthly payments, does that drop them out of your 10?
Yes.
Okay, so they don't pass them up and still pay you up further?
You just have to make sure you have 10 or you won't get
Because I
that off.
lock up 2 of your
Depends on if
tiers.
you're in your 10.
If you don't have 10 levels down, it's not gonna make that much difference.
But if they're not in your 10, there's somebody else below you, then that's a
Push you on.
Okay.
So you make 11 on your first 3 is really what they're saying, right?
Right.
11, 11, 11,
Right.
11 for the first 3, and then
Right.
$2 everybody else down.
Right.
Down to your next 9 levels down.
Right.
Yeah, if we get our 10, obviously, the 250.
That's the big thing is to get
And the founder's bonus is being paid now as well, right? Okay, once you have your 10.
There's, let's see. What's I gonna think? The red card, one thing he didn't say was, if say for instance, Sally has only 4 people, Dave has only 6, Sally and Dave will get an email from the company saying, oh, by the way, this is how much commissions you're missing out. You would have been paid this much had you had your 10. So there's a scarcity incentive saying, get going. Please, let us help you.
That's
To
really.
help you, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's just saying, okay, how can we help you get your 10? to get paid on your 10 levels. And if they do not pay, this is where the compassion comes into. If I've got somebody on my 10th level, and I've only got 10, and number 10 cannot pay their $38, do I pay it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You see your 10 level?
Absolutely. And you'll be able to see in your back office, oh, I don't know how to diagram it. You'll have your back office, and I've seen it.
Will that come out tomorrow? When will that come out?
22nd.
The 22nd. Oh, before I forget, please register for next Saturday's event. You have to register. You can't show up. And you register through rNetwork corporate Facebook page. It announces the event. And you have to register through Eventbrite. So it's rNetwork corporate. Okay, or this is a new site. Oh, let's see.
rNetworkcorporate.com or is
No,
it
Facebook.
YouTube or?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Okay, this is another Facebook page, group to get involved. It's R, lowercase r, space, uppercase R, lowercase I-S-E, uppercase P, uppercase U, lowercase p. That's two sites that the corporate has, and you can get registered for the event through that site also. This is the event for the launch.
Pre-launch.
Pre-launch.
Do you want to have enough chairs?
Do we need to bring chairs?
Oh, you will not be able to bring chairs. There's urgency here because there's only 300 seats. That's it. You cannot bring chairs. This is the Slick Community College in Sandy. It's right west of the freeway. It's auditorium style, but because of fire code, we can do this here, but not there. So get your tickets.
So you can use either of those sites?
Yes, and do it tonight.
What was the other one? Because Dave just made an announcement today. Our Rise Up is for anybody and everybody, prospects or whatever, and then Our World is only for charter members. Our World, so they can do it on Our World also.
Is it Our World Corporate? What is it?
Just our world.
I'm getting so many groups.
It's just our world.
Is it Our World?
Small R.
I see it. Is that just our good world? Okay. I said add friend. That can't be it.
Are all of these
That'd be
like
great.
Facebook pages?
So your outline for.
Okay, I found it.
Group has to give you.
Is that
It's
Our
just
World
like
Corporate?
that. It just says our world, small r, big W, big W. It just says our world. And then
There's a corporate though. You've got to get on the corporate. Okay? Those are two corporate sites. Get registered for that event. Huh? Our World Corporate or lowercase r Rise Up.
It says Pueblo, Utah, 901 members.
That's it.
Okay. It doesn't say corporate
So what
anymore.
how it is Our Rise Up is it does, right? And that's for everybody that wants to, that's involved with it or is prospecting looking at it. Our World is recognition for people, not Our World Corporate. Our World on Facebook is for recognition, 3 meetings, 10 in the pen. And so that's only for charter members, and you have to get invited by somebody that's in the meeting.
For Our World. I need to know when you have your 3 or your 100, or if there's 100 in your group, when you get your 10, so we can recognize you on this side. okay?
And then, I don't know, if we just, if everybody knows how it works as far as when you structure when people go in. We talked about it, so it goes left to right, the first three always left to right. After that, always right to left, because everybody you put in, their first three always go left to right. So only your first three go left to right, and then on everyone you add goes right to left, infinity. Because everyone you put in will always go their first three left to right. So it's like weaving,
Just,
that makes sense.
just know that this might happen to you. Don't count on it, like Jeremy said. Just, there's a rumor going around that your 88,000 will be filled in with this. Please don't count on it. Please, please don't. Let's just get everybody their 10. Huh?
It's good enough without it.
That's good enough without it. If this happens, awesome possum. Awesome possum. But don't count on it, okay?
Has your launch started?
No. They can't come in until after next week. The app has to be there. So,
Do you want more time to get in?
About-
Positioning is good right now.
yes.
This is where you want to.
About
Positioning
keeping your
is
team
good.
connected, do you want me to talk about?
Okay, so any questions anymore on this? Oh, by the way, on the card, before I forget, the card, if you leave the card at a restaurant, and if you're paying for it and you don't get it back, the card will call you and tell you you've left me behind.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool. So, okay.
So is my husband's on this and we can't find where to.
I was thinking you can't even use the card without having to come on it.
Well, it'll shut down. It'll shut down if, yes.
You shouldn't give people your card anyway.
Well, yeah. So Terry's going to talk about connecting with our group.
Yeah.
Okay?
Can I ask,
Yes.
these are some questions I'm getting from people that I talk to. Can they just get, if they don't have the money to buy the fancy card, can they get the plastic card and still get paid the swipes and all of that with the plastic card? Does the plastic card keep track of the swipes of your down?
There's one card.
And it's not really a swipe, it's got a chip, right?
Yeah, it's got
Well,
the
there's
chip.
a free plastic card I've been told about, it goes to your account.
I don't think they're going to try to do that. I think there's one card. They say January. My gut says before that, but I'm planning on January. So,
But
No
no
rumors.
more plastic cards that we heard about.
No, okay, any other questions before Terry teaches us? Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my question. You know if we're getting paid as a company, did anybody talk to them? For those of us who have signed up as a company? Yeah. You know?
You check with the create account to get it. How does be mailed to your?
You would have to.
Absolutely.
If it's been entered, I believe it will be done.
And then what about the $68 that's supposed to be? Is that?
Oh, those that paid $68 versus $38, there's an email being sent out by corporate, because I wrote it. And they're revising it. I just give the beta test and then, oh, it's really cool. So just look for the email.
And when people are paying the $30 coming up in the future, will we get anything on that?
Okay, what?
On the $30 that's gonna be coming out to pay in the future as an enrollment fee, will we get it for, they're always gonna pay the $38. The 30 is membership.
That'll just be for the company.
38 we're always paying.
I think
There's
it's gonna go for the
$38
company.
enrollment fee, which is what is being waived right now. Will we get paid on any of that? That's just a
So
fee.
Linda, one other thing, in conjunction with that, I've got some people in my group that said they heard you say that recently, we have to sign up for after employees or benefits. Somebody said that we should be able to give some credit for that. Is that true or not?
I don't know that.
I don't know.
If it does happen, great. Yes, I don't know that. Okay, Terry,
Yes.
take it away. I don't like being up.
Okay, sorry guys, I did a little Facebook on this, but those of you that haven't been on there, we're just gonna do this really quick. This is to connect your teams, to get everybody connected, to be a leader of your 10, teach them to do the same and duplicate. So immediately after you enroll someone, you wanna make sure your friends on Facebook and invite them to the Facebook groups that we talked about. So I guess there's 4. Because 2 of them are just Linda's group. And that's the Rev Card Duplication Training. And then there's the Rev Card Explosion. And then there's these 2 that they talked about, the R Rise Up and the R World. That's Dave Dove. Yeah, will you do that? So the Rev Card Duplication Training is for people who are already charter members, once they've signed up, and they can get immediate training and support. So there's a learning tab on there. You want to add them to that. Say, go through the learning tab. All the resources are organized in there. They can go through them and get trained and get immediate knowledge to be able to take off and get their 10 people. So that is intended for training and support of charter members. So Rev Card Duplication Training. Then the Rev Card Explosion group is a prospecting group. So that is what you'll add your people to so that they can add people that are looking into the business. And that will be to help people get that third-party validation, get more information. Some people they'll hear you talk about it and they'll say, well, I want to research it on my own. Do you hear that a lot? I just want to research it on my own. And I say, I don't want them going to Google to research. I want you to go to this Facebook page to research more because there's tons of information on there for you to look at. Are you okay if I add you to this group so you can look into it, research it yourself? And of course they say yes. So you can add them to that and they'll be drips, we call them. Because people usually take 8 to 10 exposures to something before they decide to do it. So a Facebook group, you're constantly bringing them back to the group because what you do is you tag them on things. Once they you invite, accept your invite.
Which one was that one?
This one.
For the customers?
Okay, so charter members, prospects.
Explosion, okay.
And we'll do interviews on there and post things that pique interest, get them excited about coming, and we'll say, go back to the person that added you to this group, and they can help sign you up. So you want to do that, and then the R Rise Up is Dave Dove's group for charter members, and the for prospects, you said, and then R World for charter members. And that's just, everything will be corporate approved training and content on those, so get them on those too. And then I know there's a lot of other groups, so if you love another group, I just know a lot of people get overwhelmed with too many groups. But those 2 are for Linda's group. If you're here tonight, you're part of Linda's group. So after you get them on the Facebook group, to manage your 10, one thing you can do is start a messenger chat. Oh, is that recording?
She said if you could move over a little bit, so just message me.
Oh, I didn't know that was recording.
This is recording? Oh, that's
Sorry. We thought this was just us.
Is this recording?
Hi. Okay.
She said thank you.
So create a messenger chat group for your personal enrollment network, your 10. And you name your chat group. I named mine Our Abundance. You can name it whatever you want for your 10. But I just post relevant information on there that I want my 10 people to know. And then I tell them, make a chat group for your 10, and then put the information for them. So you want to duplicate. If everybody manages their 10, then it's not overwhelming. And I've got 100 people I have to babysit. You just have your 10 that you make sure they're connected and they know what's going on. So on that group, just post things about our network. Don't post things that don't have to do with that because it just gunks it up. So personal messages to personal people and relevant group information on your group chat. And
That's something for Vaughn. He has one and he says he hates it when people put their thumbs up or say, because I guess it takes up space.
yeah, and it
So
just
when-
dings everybody's thing.
Yeah,
So
he says it gives relevant information, don't even comment on it, it's just information.
exactly. And then if you have a question,
It's hard to know.
message the person individually. Now, if you aren't on Facebook, you can do an email group and create an email. I know Linda communicates through email. I'm bad and never look at my emails, so I do a messenger chat. But if you know somebody is not on Facebook, one of your 10, or they're not computer users or whatever, try to connect their people through you, because otherwise it's a break in the chain. And there are certain people that just don't do that. They won't do it. I haven't done Facebook for 23 years, and when I started business for myself, I got on Facebook. It's a tool for your business. So I encourage you to get on Facebook just for this, if nothing else. It's very powerful. So we talked about that, and talked about this. So the things you would post on your messenger chat: information on meetings, webinars, Zooms, calls, anything that your group needs to know about that's come down through the communication chain. And then just the basics for duplication, which you'll learn on the Learning tab and the Rev Card duplication. Really, each of you go through those tabs and immediately connect your people to that. But the basic is the Learning tab in this group. If you go on the side, there's different tabs you can pick, and one is called Learning. So you want to go through that, and you want to add your people to them and tell them, go through the Learning tab for that training. So the basic formula is peak interest for prospects, which could be asking them a question. I know Rick Voss asks if you get money back on your credit card. Do you get paid when your brother uses his credit card? Do you want to? So you're asking their permission to tell them about this business. So there's tons of ways to peak interest, but you're finding a need for them and you're getting their permission to tell them about it. So that could be through a text, a voice text, a message, a voice message, or in person, going over to their house. Depends on how close you are to that person. And there's a training on Saturday about social media to use this to find prospects. And so same way, you would peak interest on social media or through a private message. And then the next step is to get them on a 3-way call or send them a video, or the website, getarevcard.com. Invite, if they're local, you can invite them to a meeting or online, watch a webinar, get on a call, join the Rev Card Explosion group. Anytime people say, I want to go research it myself, say, great, I'll add you to a group where you can research it yourself. It's where you want them to go to get information. I always warn people, if you Google this, there are trollers out there that have misinformation, that are leading people in the wrong direction. So just know that they're paid trollers, and just lead them to where the right information is. The third step, of course, is to follow up. Most of the people that I've gotten into my pen are people that I followed up with multiple times. She laughs. And then the fourth step, of course, is to enroll them, and the fifth step is to connect them to the resources and keep them in communication. So I think I'm probably out of time, but really quickly, I just want to say a couple things about mindset, because this was said to me today. What if I don't get anybody in my pen? What if I don't have $38 next month to pay this again? What kind of mindset is that? Failure and poverty. Instead, you need to start with your words and your thoughts in the positive and not immediately sabotage yourself with the negative. So if you're saying those things or asking those questions or thinking that in your head, that's a good sign that your mindset is not in the right place.
So I came in and said that you had stuff. You had a lot of that. Once you put on my work, red classification, But secondly, the website, is that something that is on the website or in the Facebook?
Yeah, these are Facebook groups. All 4 of these are Facebook groups. That's a page, I think. And Our World should be on here too. That's a group. So I just wanted to tell you, you need to start saying positive things like, I enroll 10 in my pen. My 10 get their 10. Right? You're already saying what you want to accomplish. My team is growing by leaps and bounds. This is what you are thinking, what you're saying, what you're putting out there. You're aligning yourself with the correct energy to bring that to you. You know, I have one of my gals that says, if this person says no and this person says no, I'm dead in the water. Like, that's all you're going to say, and if they say no, you're dead in the water? So, seriously, people say this stuff to themselves, and she's not gotten a single person, and she's totally stopped after telling a few people. So, like Linda said, it's a numbers game all day. Next, next, next. Find the person that wants your cup of coffee. You know, you're the waitress saying, would you like some coffee? And they say no. You're so offended. She didn't want my coffee. No. They say, next, do you want coffee? No. Do you want coffee? Yes, she wants coffee. That's how you look at the numbers game. Yeah.
When I had a meeting in my house the other night, I walked around and said, believe! If you don't believe it, why are you even here? Why are you?
Absolutely.
You don't think there's a chance.
What you believe, you achieve. And I'll tell you that I started thinking of how much I wanted to make per month probably 6 months ago, putting a number on it. I've already upped it. Because with this, I see that the potential is even greater than what I was saying before. So now I'm saying a bigger number. So say what you want to make and align yourself with that. Every morning as I'm waking up and every night as I go to sleep, I say and I think what I want in my life. So we'll talk more. Think about what you're saying, and is it on the negative or the positive side, and try for a day not to have a negative thought or say a negative thing. Just 24 hours, try it, and you'll see how much we think about that. I'll do a Facebook video on some books I love and do some mindset later, but I'm going to turn it back to whoever's doing the next part.
Jerry, you ready? Okay, welcome to this meeting. This is an intro meeting, but who is a guest? Who's not seen this opportunity? Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Let me just tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Linda, and I've been in the business since day one. Wow. It's been a couple, it's
more.
Huh? May 2016. Yeah, thank you. It's evolved, and I've known the president of the company, Richard Smith, since then, and his goal is to help put money into your bank. He wants to help increase your wealth to help make your dreams come true. I've got people now that are writing down their bucket list. They want to achieve these goals and to travel, and they're going to be able to actually do this with this program. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm humbled, and I'm excited to be able to work with you. I've seen people, I don't sleep very well because I see what's going to happen. We will reach, well, we're now in 64 different countries. Is it 80? 84. 84 different countries. And that's within 2 months, not even 2 months of launch. We will reach over 1 million people before the end of summer and more. And that's exciting.
What does it mean when you say we're in another country? What does that mean?
We are able to sign up people in Mexico, Japan.
I don't mean what countries, I just mean what does that mean that we can do? Does that mean that we can?
Do you know someone from Japan?
Do you know somebody that's in Brazil? Do you know somebody that lives in Japan? That means
What
that
is the difference between that and a country that we cannot go in yet?
we're not able to go into China, and I don't believe we'll ever be able to go into Russia. And right now, those are and Iran, Iraq,
Venezuela.
North Korea.
I'm not asking which ones, I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
Can't send anyone.
You just can't do business with certain
And
countries.
where it says that we need a social security number, what if somebody doesn't have a social security?
They have a government, each country has a government ID. Everyone that signs up in the company, it's only one. You can't have a duplicate. You can't sign yourself up twice. Everyone will be going through a KYC process. That means their picture ID and their government ID to be able to do this. So it's exciting though. I've created an LLC. I've got my business, mine in a LLC. So that's what I'm doing.
How do you verify that with no picture?
I've got an EIN number and a picture. Yeah. So Jeremy.
Can you say this? It can go around the world. I'm sorry to say that. It can go in any country. So like if I have 5,000 Facebook friends all over the world, they can still, or it's not just USA.
It's
Okay.
international. We opened up international last week.
So if you had an international friend who said, I want to do it, and you don't know how to help them, what do you do?
Just send them your link, and there's a pull-down menu on the country that they're in. That's cool. So I'm going to introduce Jeremy. I've worked with Jeremy for a number of years. We both have many years in the network industry, marketing industry. We've gone through it, and we've been burned. We've done auto ships for product that we've never used, just to stay active in the company. Crazy. And now we found this opportunity, and it's basically through our relationship with Richard Smith, the president of the company. I would trust my life with him. He's a good man, and his heart is as gold. He wants you to be successful, and he's giving us this opportunity. I would trust him again with my life. He's a good man, but all of the co-founders are good men. And I get the privilege of working with him every day. I'm here at the office, and I'm just helping them get this launched. So Jeremy, he's the pro. He was responsible for, he's opened up Japan and Mexico, South America. And so I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I guess we have a few new people, right? All right. So some of what I say will probably be a little bit of repeat from what we heard earlier, but we'll keep it simple. Okay. So who is new? Who just came for this meeting? 7 o'clock. Okay. All right. And are all of you already signed up in our network, or is this like the first time you're seeing it? Anybody brand new? You're brand new. Okay. Great. Okay. Everybody else at least has kind of heard about it. Okay. Perfect. Okay, well, as you can see, we've got a lot of interested people, a lot of people that are excited about this opportunity. And the main question is why, right? And really what it comes down to is we all need to make a little bit more money. We all do, right? Doesn't matter if you're just right out of high school or if you're a professional, you've been working for 20, 30 years or more. Anybody that I know wants to have a little bit more income, right? An extra $200, $300, $500 a month, okay? So how do you do that? How do you actually go and get an extra $500 a month, let's say? Is it easy? If it were, everybody would do it, right? Because our options are limited. Our options are very limited. If we want to make an extra $500 a month so we can buy a new car, or if we want to make an extra $500 a month so that we can save up to go on a fun trip like to Disneyland or something, what do you do? What are your options? So you can either get a second job, or you could maybe go and start a lawn mowing business, or you could sell some things. I don't know, it's just limited, right? You could ask your boss for a raise, you can go get a loan, and there's just not that many options for creating an extra $500 a month or more. Right? So how do you do it? Well, I've been doing this kind of thing for a little over 20 years. I got my start back in, let's see, when was it? It was approximately 1999. Yeah, a little bit before 1999. I was going to school. I was at UIU getting a degree in Spanish, and I got approached by a couple. I was actually working at a restaurant. I was a waiter at a restaurant, a Peruvian restaurant, and they asked me, "Hey, are you planning on being a waiter for the rest of your life?" No, of course not, right? No way. So I'm going to school or whatever. But they said, well, we have a way that you could actually start earning residual income. I said, huh? What does that mean? Right? I wasn't familiar with the term. And they said, oh, yeah. If you're interested, here's a meeting we're going to do, kind of like this one tonight, and we invite you to come check it out, right? Because I think you'll like what you hear. So I was intrigued. All right, residual income, I want to find out more about that. So I went to this meeting. And at the meeting, they had a gentleman come up in front, just like what I'm doing right now. And he was walking across the stage, and he was talking about how he was making an extra $1,000 a month in residual income. He said, all I did was I got involved with this business, and I started to tell a few friends about it, and they came in, and now they buy these products, and now I make an extra $1,000 a month, and I don't have to do anything. And I went, wow, here I am, a starving college student, right? Just recently married, thinking, oh my goodness, how could I make an extra $1,000 a month? That would be amazing. So I was intrigued. I said, okay, I want to do this. I want to change my lifestyle, right? I would love to have money coming in even when I'm sleeping, right? Because they use that term, and this has been around since then. Warren Buffett said, if you can't figure out a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you're dead. We don't want that. We don't want to work until we're dead. We want freedom. We want time freedom more than anything, right? Financial freedom, but time freedom. So I was intrigued, and that's how I got started. That's when I said, hey, I'm going to start learning about this. I became a student of the industry, right? And I learned a few terms that I fell in love with. I started to really understand. Okay? Shortly after this, my dad, he did something kind of crazy. My dad, he's a civil engineer, and he went to school, got his civil engineering degree, and all while I was growing up, he was doing that, right? He's making his normal salary, $50,000 a year, going to work 9 to 5, all of that, and we didn't think anything else. I mean, okay, yeah, that's what you do. You just go to work. And then he would do little side jobs, right, and make a little extra money on the side, doing designs and blueprints for people and stuff. But that's how we lived. Well, shortly after I started learning about this whole residual income concept, he decided to get together with some of his college buddies and start their own business. And he went from making $50,000 a year to over $500,000 a year in the first 18 months. It was amazing. He was able to buy his $1 million home. He was able to afford all kinds of fun things that we never could do when we were little. It was neat. And I remember asking him, wow, yeah, explain this to me. How did you do that? And he said, well, it has to do with something called leverage. Okay? I'm going to write that word down. Yeah. So, leverage. What does that mean? What is leverage? Well, we all know if you have a big rock on the ground, right, you want to lift that rock up, doing it by yourself, kind of hard. But if you get a lever, and you put the lever under the rock, and you push down, you have leverage there, that you can lift that rock a lot easier. Okay? Or we know that if you're trying to build something, right, if you have a lot of people doing it all at the same time, then you're going to actually get done faster because it's a team effort. Okay, that's leverage. If you try to do it by yourself, no, it's going to take forever. So leverage. My dad started his business, and now instead of just doing it himself, instead of just being able to earn money off of his own efforts, he was actually making money from all of his employees that were working on different projects and doing stuff. So I thought, that's amazing. Okay, leverage. How do you get leverage in your life? Okay, how do we do that? So that's the first concept, is leverage. Okay, working together, team building, all of this. So as I was learning how to do network marketing in the first company I was in, I struggled. My first year, I made $0. Okay, zero, nothing. I bought the products, I participated, I went to the meetings, I did everything I was told to do, but I couldn't sign up with a single person. So I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't sure of myself. I was brand new at it. And the pricing was just too much. It was too expensive, right? For a poor, struggling college student, I couldn't afford the auto ship, right? Every one of these network marketing type companies has something called an auto ship, where you have to purchase the product, and it's usually right around $100 to $150 or so a month, in order to be qualified to earn commissions, right? That's the requirement. If you don't buy your product every month, if you're not a consumer, then you don't qualify. You can't make a commission. So they force you to do that. It's kind of frustrating. But anyway, so you're buying your product, you're not in profit, you're not making money yet, right? So you're frustrated. Well, I was tenacious, and I thought, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I stuck with it. Most people wouldn't, right? Most people just end up quitting. I tried to get my dad to do it with me, and he bought some products from me, lasted about 2 months, and said, I'm done. No, not working. Okay, so how do I do this? How do I get to a point where I can actually do this and earn, this residual income we're talking about? And the leader that I had, the mentor that I had, kept telling me, oh, this is probably a 5-year project, right? So just get it in your brain that this is going to take 5 years to do. And they said, isn't 5 years better than 40 years? And I thought, well, yeah. They said, because normally what do? You work for 40 years, and at the end of 40 years, what do? You have to retire. You have to depend on the government, or hopefully you put enough money away in a 401k or something, right? But usually, it's less than 3% of people that are financially sound by the time they hit retirement, right? It's very frustrating. They have to depend on something. So they said, yeah, if you can do this in 5 years and retire early, wow, that's amazing. Okay, so that's what kept me going, right? That was my motivation. I treated it as a retirement plan. So, okay, let's do this. Let's go ahead and keep working on it. But then I discovered that there was a better way. Like, oh, okay, there's technology, right? There's other options, other opportunities. And it was when I was introduced to one of the co-founders of this company, Richard Smith, and Troy Milstein, those are the two that I met. And it all changed for me because they had a vision. They had a vision to make network marketing work for everybody, not just big leaders, not just people who were experts at it, right? But for anybody at all. And I fell in love with that vision. I thought, oh, this is great. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And they knew how to get people into profit quickly. They knew how to teach people, even just the average individual just getting started, how they could benefit, how there would be actual benefit for them to be part of the program and not struggle. So what did they do? They said, well, let's take a look at what the biggest models are out there right now. And those models are membership programs, okay? So who here has a Costco membership? Everybody, okay? Anybody have Amazon Prime? You? Okay. All right. Anybody use AAA? Okay. All right. So membership programs, right? People believe in membership programs. You have your Costco membership, so you can go and save money by buying in bulk. Maybe you have some of the other perks there. You get your Amazon Prime membership. Why? Because you have free 2-day shipping, plus other things like the videos and stuff like that. You have AAA because they have perks, right? Benefits, discounts when you go to hotels and stuff, and then they also they'll come rescue you if you get a flat tire, right? Things like that. So membership, right? People are willing to pay a membership because they're going to get value out of it, right? So those things are amazing because and the other one that's really a success story is Netflix. Who has Netflix? Right? Yeah, you people. Okay. So what did Netflix do? They pretty much put Blockbuster out of business, right? Because Blockbuster was charging $5 a night for a movie rental and then charging all the late fees. And Netflix just said, oh, hey, pay a membership, a $12.99 a month membership. We'll give you all the movies that you want, right? And from the comfort of your own home. So it's amazing with the way the world is going with technology and all of that and what it allows us to do. And the same thing's happening with the network marketing industry. I know the network marketing industry has a bad reputation, right? Especially here in Utah, we're surrounded by it, okay? I've been involved in several different companies, and it was always the laughing side. That first company I joined, I still remember my dad was laughing at me like, they roped you into that, what are you doing, right? Teasing me. But I stuck with it, and I'm like, well, Dad, you started your own business, and I don't have, a civil engineering degree. I can't go start a business like you did, but I want some leverage, and this is the best way I know how, right? So he finally kind of relented and said, okay, you're right, but find the right company. Don't get in one of these that's an old dinosaur company. Find one that is modern and suits you. So that's when I met Richard Troy. We started, and we had tremendous success with our model. I took it to Mexico and all of South America. We were having, it was awesome. It was just an amazing experience. Unfortunately, that company wasn't able to continue because of some poor financial decisions by the CEO. But the vision did not die. The vision continued. And Richard and Troy partnered with some amazing gentlemen you guys have probably heard about. We have Trent Walker, who used to work over at Google and then at Facebook. He started his own business called NetChain Squared, and he has the amazing technology that allows all of this to work with our Rev card and the discount program and all of that. We've got Roger Taylor. Roger Taylor is an expert in marketing. He's all about, he used to work for NASCAR, some of the marketing at NASCAR for them, which is pretty amazing. We've got Kevin Wiscombe. Kevin Wiscombe was bigwig in real estate and did a lot of stuff with real estate and banks. And so he's bringing the banking relationships that we have. And so what it came down to was, and this is kind of how I'm envisioning it now, is the stars aligned, right? Because what happened was you had Richard and Troy, and they have an amazing compensation, okay? And we just did a training on compensation plan. This is recorded, so you can go back and watch it later. But our compensation model and this rewards program is genius, okay, what they put together. And we all know how rewards programs work. Everybody likes to get their Delta Sky Miles, and everybody loves to go to Subway and buy their sandwich and get points and get a free sandwich, right? Here in Utah, we have Costa Vida and Cafe Rio, right? We got the little punch card, or now it's an app, and they shout out free meal, and you get 10 meals or whatever. So everybody loves rewards programs. They're fun. Everybody loves discounts. They're fun, right? It's universal, okay? So we have that piece of it. And then we have the other piece, which is the banking piece, okay? So they partnered with a company that was some gentlemen that were all about the banks. What these guys do is they actually go out and they find banks that are kind of failing, right? They're not doing so good. Maybe they're valued less than what they should be. Maybe 80 cents on the dollar, 60 cents on the dollar, stuff like that. They're minority-owned banks, right? So owned by African Americans or Hispanics or women or whatever. And what they do is they take those banks and they try and improve them, right? They go in, they fix their customer service, they provide rewards programs, they introduce new technology and whatever, and they help these banks to become profitable again. And then what they do is once they're profitable again, once they're at maybe 200%, 400% of their original value, then they go back, they go ahead and sell them back, and away they go. So on the banking side, we have some really amazing things going on. And then we have the technology side, which is Trent Walker and everything he's brought to the table with the card itself, okay? With the relationships he has with the 300,000 plus vendors who want to work with us. It really was a match made in heaven, because the banking side said, well, we were going to do our own little card that had points and stuff on it. And they saw what they were doing with the Rev card and went, this is so much better. We love it. We love what you're doing with the Rev card. Then they saw what Richard and Troy are bringing to the table with this whole program of being able to do word of mouth marketing and leveraging, right? Because here's the deal. If I'm a struggling bank, what are my options, right? If I want to go out and bring new customers, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to advertise. I'm going to try and go to the 4th of July festival and open up a booth and get people to sign up for a new checking account with me, right? And they're spending money. They're spending millions of dollars to try and get more customers to come to the bank, right? Well, we as network marketers, we that love to go out and leverage, right? We love to get some kind of advantage from sharing things with our friends and family. Well, if all of a sudden we're the ones recommending the bank to people, then people are going to want to do it, okay? So it was a match made in heaven. It really was. They've got the card. We could say, hey, join this bank, and we'll give you an amazing technological wonder of a little credit card that is a mini computer, right? Oh, come join this bank, and we're going to give you discounts at 300,000 locations across the world. Oh, join this bank, and we're actually going to pay you. We're going to have a compensation model that is fair and lucrative for bringing people to the table. The banking people could not believe it. They were like, what? We've never heard of anything like this. This is it's beyond what they'd ever even imagined, right? So that's what we're bringing to the table. That's what we have. We have a real bank, FDIC insured and all of that. We've got, it's actually 22 banks, okay? So there's 22 banks involved so far. We've got this amazing technology. We've got a rewards portal that they built for us that will be launching on the 22nd. We'll be able to go in and save anywhere from $50 to $80 a month, depending on our personal spending habits. We've got the card itself coming out later this year or first next year, depending on how fast they can build it for us, that will allow us to get all these discounts. And not only that, it's cool, right? To be able to just use that one card, not have to carry around so many, and And then when you swipe the card, just automatically get those discounts. So that's what we put together. And if we want to do it just as a free customer, great, we can do that. Yeah, question?
Does rNetwork own the bank?
Let me answer that this way. rNetwork itself is the marketing arm of the parent company, okay? So let's go into a little bit of detail here. So the parent company is called Method Group Incorporated. So we are not representatives of Method Group Incorporated. That is the parent company. And it is, well, they have the CEO is John Holbrook. So the parent company, Method Group Incorporated, owns the bank. Okay? They're the ones that own the bank. Now, as part of that, Method Group Incorporated has contracted our network that, well, they own our network. So our network is now the marketing arm of Method Group. Okay? So we are members of our network. Our job is to market the products from Method Group Incorporated, which are the bank account, the card, and anything else they come out with. Okay? So our network does not own the bank, but Method Group does. And we are the marketing arm of Method Group.
Is there a physical location, a physical building
For the bank?
for the bank?
Yeah, there's 22 of them, and they're mostly East Coast. Yeah. So there's in Philadelphia, just all over the central and eastern part of the United States. So, but yeah, they are actual physical banks that are out there.
So there's 22 locations.
Well, there's 22 separate banks, but they probably have a whole bunch of different locations. Okay. So, and the plan is that they're going to take all those 22 banks and merge them into one, and it will be the Rev Bank. Just like we have the Rev card, we'll have the Rev Bank. So that's the membership that we will have is at the Rev Bank. So it doesn't matter what they're named right now, because that's all going to change. So if it's, let's just say it's First Bank of Philadelphia or something, right? That will go away, and all of them will be merged into this one bank called Rev Bank. That's what they're doing right now. So Method Group will own Rev Bank, and we will all have a checking account at Rev Bank. Okay? That makes sense?
We can pay our mortgages through Rev Bank, our mortgages.
Yeah, and Rev Bank, being a fairly large bank at that point, will have all kinds of products and services. It will have checking, and it'll have bill pay, and it will have loans, right? Mortgages, all that stuff. Okay? So yeah, as a member of Rev Bank, we will be able to have access to all banking services, including that.
We'll have tellers, and everybody else hand out physical Federal Reserve notes and so on.
So the primary location, they will actually be housing the bank here in this building. That will be the primary location of the bank. But it will be an online bank, just like you might have heard of Ally Bank or some of these other online banks that don't actually have a physical location. So if you're doing like a mobile deposit, you just take out your phone and take a picture of the check. All banking services are just online or through a mobile app on your phone. But yeah, at the beginning at least, we won't have a physical brick and mortar building that you go to.
I watched on the video presentation something about a percentage that would go back to
Yes.
the charging members.
Yep, perfect. That takes us right to the next point, right? So the advantage, why do we want to own the bank, right? Why did Trent Lochner have so much interest in having our own bank that he could work with? So the issue with most banks is that they're not willing to share, okay? But there's a reason we call it rev, okay? The word rev comes from revenue share. Okay? So that's why we named that. So it's the rev bank and the rev card because typically what happens in a bank, so the banks do all these things. They do the checking and the bill pay, all that stuff. But the other thing that banks do is they issue cards, right? They issue bank cards, whether it's a debit card or a credit card, either way, okay? So you have a bank-issued card, and it's usually a Visa or MasterCard, right? Okay? So there's a lot of confusion out there. Some people assume that Visa and MasterCard issue the cards. They don't. Okay? All that Visa and MasterCard do is they're the network. They're what we call the rails. Okay? So the bank is kind of like the train. So the train going on the railroad track, right? But somebody had to lay down the track, and that was Visa and MasterCard. So that's all Visa and MasterCard did, was they laid down the track. They're the ones that created the network that allows you to go into a store and swipe your card and have it talk to your bank and verify that you have money in there, and approve the transaction, right? That's what Visa and MasterCard did, okay? They didn't create, they're not the bank, okay? The bank is where you have the money, and so Visa and MasterCard is just that connection. Kind of like the phone company, just laying the wires, right? So the bank issues the card, and how they make their money. How do the banks make money by issuing a bank card? Yeah, merchant fee, right?
They charge the merchant, merchant services.
Right, exactly. Okay. Yeah, so it's usually right around anywhere from 2 to 5%, okay, depending on your credit history and how long you've been doing business and all those things. They'll look at it.
It depends on the rewards on the card as well.
Yep. So that's why, exactly, there's some cards out there, right? So maybe somebody says, ooh, I want to get this Capital One special gold card, right? Because they have the best rewards program. Well, they're going to check your credit and make sure you're a good, you have good credit, but they're not even going to give you that card, right? Because they know that they might lose money on you. So, but yeah, every bank is going to issue different kinds of cards. They'll have the standard debit card, and then they might have like okay, here's your normal card, your platinum card, they have all kinds of different levels depending on who you are, how much you spend, what your credit history is, all of that. So, but they take anywhere from 2 to 5% or so, right? We'll just put an average to say it's 3% on average. From the purchase, okay? So every merchant, any store that is going to sell goods or services, they have to build that into their pricing because they know they're the ones paying it, right? We don't pay it. When I go buy my ice cream, they don't have the right to mark up the price on my ice cream 3% because they know I'm paying with a credit card. They're not supposed to do that, right? Now there are some gas stations that do that for some reason. They say, oh, if you're paying with a card, it's going to be this price. If you pay cash, it's that price. But that's really against the Visa and MasterCard rules. You're not supposed to do that, right? But that's how it works, is they have to then pay that to the issuing bank, right? Visa and MasterCard take a little bit, but the majority of it, the bulk of that percent goes to the bank. So that's how banks make money.
What about, so they don't make any money on a debit card?
Yeah, that was the same thing. Yeah, a debit transaction or a credit card swipe, it's the same.
They don't charge for
The store has to pay for it. Yeah, they don't charge us, but the store has to.
And some stores are stopping doing certain cards because they can't afford those fees.
Right, yeah, because those fees. Yes. So if the fees get too high, right, there's some that are issued and they're starting to charge up to like 7%. It's crazy, okay? American Express. A lot of places don't want to take American Express because their fees are so high, right? So when you go to downtown anywhere, what name is usually on the tallest buildings? It's the banks, right? You go down to downtown Salt Lake City, what do we see there? Yeah, Zions Bank, Key Bank, right? Wells Fargo, all of them have the biggest one. Why is that? Because of this. They're making tons of money, right? So, what did they do? They said, okay, what if instead of selling some kind of nutritional or essential oils or whatever it is, right? What if we took the profit from the bank, that 3% profit from the swipes, and we paid that into a compensation plan? Holy cow, right? That is the revenue share, okay? Rev share. They're sharing the revenue that the bank makes. So by owning the bank, they're able to do that. Most banks wouldn't do that, right? If you just went to some bank and said, hey, we're going to partner with you, and let's do this, they'd be like, no way. Why would we do that? Right? We're not giving up our profit. But by owning the bank, they can do that. They can take from this 3%, they're going to take 1% and share it with us. Okay? That's our incentive for going out and spreading the word. Because if you think about it, if you see an advertisement on TV, let's say Wells Fargo, right? We'll just use that as an example. So let's say Wells Fargo, they put out an ad on the TV and they say, hey, come join Wells Fargo, open up your checking account here, right? And I've actually gotten a thing in the mail that said, hey, if you switch to us and you put your direct deposit from your job in our checking account, we'll give you an extra $500 after 6 months, right? Something like that. So they have advertising money to go out and try and recruit people into using the bank, right? Or they'll go and they'll set up a booth at the 4th of July parade thing, and they'll have people there giving away free pens and all that stuff to try and get you to sign up for a checking account, right? And they'll, hey, have you got your teenagers in yet? Because they know if they can get you in while you're still a teenager, you might stick with them, right? So they have all these strategies to try and get people to come and sign up for a checking account at their bank. Well, if I see it on the TV or I see something at the fair, okay, maybe, right? I might want to do that if I'm looking, right? But if I have my best friend come to me and say, Jeremy, you've got to open up an account at this new bank. It's amazing. I just signed up and they're so awesome. And I go in there and they give me free water and it's just great. And their fees are like zero. And I'm going to be like, oh, my friend's telling me about this cool bank. I'm going to go open a checking account there, right? Because I trust my friend. Wow, it's more powerful, way more powerful than an ad on the TV or having some guy at the booth, right? My friend, I trust him. So the whole leverage thing, this whole network marketing thing, that's the secret sauce, right? That's us telling our friends and family, guys, you got to come get one of these rev cards, right? Guys, you got to sign up for this bank. They're giving back 1% into the matrix. That's amazing, right? People are going to do it.
Well, I've seen advertisements on television about some card that they get money back for their.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the same kind of thing they do?
Similar. Mm-hmm. Because, yes, there are many cards out there that do cash back or some kind of rewards where you get points, right? You can get a credit on your statement, or you can trade those points in for a gift card. And there's all kinds of stuff out there that they try and do, for sure, definitely. So, yeah, 1% cash back, right? But what we're saying here is, if you join our bank, that 1%, it's going to get paid out into a matrix, and we're going to be able to leverage that. So what's better? Is it better, would you rather make 1% of your own purchases, or would you rather make 1% of 100 people's purchases? Right? Okay, that's the difference. Right? It's J. Paul Getty. You guys know who he is? J. Paul Getty was one of the first billionaires in the United States. Okay? He was an oil guy. And he actually had a quote where he said, I would rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. Right? He said that. That's leverage. Okay? So that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about saying, hey, come join the Red Bank. Come be part of our network. because you're not only going to get all these benefits, of discounts and rewards and all these cool things because of our amazing portal, our travel portal that's got wholesale travel pricing and all these things. But you're also, if you tell just a few friends about it, we're going to share that revenue with you.
You're saying 1% there, but it appears as though it's 33% of the 3%. Is that what we're talking about?
No. So let's do an example. So let's assume that somebody gets the card and they go over to Walmart and they buy a brand new TV. Okay? The TV is $1,000. So on that $1,000 purchase, 3% is $3. Okay? So Walmart now has to pay $3 to 1%? 3%. You're right. 30. You're right. $30. Okay. So $30 is 1%. Okay. So $30 is, or 3% is going to go to the bank. Right. So in this case, it's the red bank. So the red bank, because they used our card, is going to get $30. Right. So that is profit for the bank. Now the bank is going to turn around and say, okay, 1% of that purchase, so $10 of that purchase, we're going to share with our network marketing friends.
Okay, but of the profit of $30, you're sharing 1/3 of that.
Yes.
Which is 33%.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so 33% of the profit gets shared into our company.
Where does the rest of it go? To cover expenses?
Right, it goes to the bank. Yeah, because it's a bank, and they're going to have employees, and they're going to have expenses and all that. Yeah, that's the bank's profit. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense?
But that's only one purchase.
Yeah, that's only one purchase, exactly.
That goes up the chain though, it's
Well,
not.
yeah. So the way that pays out, okay, so for those that are brand new, we have an amazing compensation plan. It looks like this. So it's a 3x10 matrix. Okay? So we have 3 and 9, and 27, and 81, all the way down 10 levels. Okay? So 3x10 matrix, 10 levels down. So what happens is it takes that profit. So if there's a $10 commissionable volume there, it will take that. Let's say it's clear down here in level 10. Okay. For $10, it's going to pay $1 all the way up 10 levels. Okay. So 10 people get paid $1 on that one transaction. So for the first time ever, in all of network marketing history, we get paid not because somebody bought an auto ship, not because somebody bought some kind of lotion, potion, powder, or pill, right? Not because people were buying things that they didn't really want. We get paid a commission because somebody bought something they did want, right? Wow, we get paid when people go to the movies. We get paid when people go on vacation, right? We get paid whenever they swipe their card.
And they'll never get rid of it.
Right. Yep. Why would you ever get rid of it? If you're saving, right? We have the other side, so all the savings, right? We have people saving anywhere from 5 to 15% off or more. I heard one example of 20% off. I think it was like Denny's or something. So if you go to Denny's and you buy your meal with our savings portal, the red card, 20% off on your meal just by swiping it. Yeah. Right? So the person is saving 20% and you are earning 1/10 of 1% on every single sale. Awesome.
And that person that went to Denny's is also making that 1%?
Not on their own purchase now. Right. So that's what we need to separate is the person doing it, their incentive, their benefit is the savings. Right? Now, if they see how cool it is to save money on the rep card, and they want to tell some friends and family about it, well then, yeah, you're gonna do this. And now they can make money when their friends and family spend.
And is there a cap on when this networking is gonna stop, or it just goes on and on?
There's no glass ceiling in this business.
Yeah, glass ceiling. Yeah, everybody has their own 3x10 matrix that you build yourself, so it's just up to you.
And you can have as many people under you as.
So a whole matrix is 88,000.
Customers.
572 people, okay? So, and that's just on what we call charter members or paid members. That doesn't include the free customers that we can get. So if all 88,000 people went and got just 10 free customers to do it with them, then that would be almost 1 million people on your team.
You know, the concept that I picked up on looking into what's available was really intriguing to me, and that is an employer's use card as an employee payment card.
True. Yep.
And so, if you have a friend who's in business and they choose to pay their employees for this card, then guess what?
Yep. Yep.
So if I go to Costco to get gas, when I put my card in, it would be less than the amount on the machine.
Not with Costco. I don't think Costco is one of the related vendors. So we're not going to get a discount, savings everywhere we go. It's only going to be the 300,000 plus ones that are on the list. So yeah, Costco is kind of different because they already have their own program.
She's really into those. Miss out on, it's like, show one mortgage, $100. But imagine 500 people underneath you that you didn't even sign up because it's going so fast. That's $500 a month. If people had 500 mortgages that they promised to pay at $1,000 a shot. And that's really small potatoes when you think about if we have an 88,000.
Yeah, 88,000.
Yeah. I think what new people need to learn too, we haven't got to it yet, is just this village and how we all help each other so that you're not getting 500 people and then getting the 10 in the pen so that other people can get help.
Right, leverage, right?
It's all leverage.
It's all.
This year.
Curious question, you said, as far as like the 1%, that's usually typically on swipes,
So
but
that's
what
what
about
they
electronic funds transfers? Like say if someone's making a payment with a phone.
So right now, it's only on Oh, yeah, so he's asking about other banking services. So banking, you have checking, and all these things, right? And so there's fees. Everything you do in a bank will have a fee attached to it. So what he's referring to is other stuff, electronic bank transfers, or if you send a wire somewhere and they charge you $35, all that stuff, right? So banking fees, they obviously are going to have fees as part of this, but they haven't told us yet about any of those fees paying out in the matrix. We only have 2 ways right now. That could change. That could be something we talk about in the future. That other types of banking services could pay out as well. But for right now, the only ones we're talking about is the 1% on card swipes and the 1% on mortgage payments. That's it. Yeah.
So cards have a merchant's fee, but what do mortgages have?
Okay, good. All right, so this, for complete transparency, right? Yeah, we've been asked that a lot because they're like, oh yeah, you can't charge somebody to pay the mortgage. Well, so here's how that's going to work. So basically, we know that the model here is that the bank wants more customers, right? And previously, these banks were spending hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in advertising money to try and get more customers, okay? So they've run the numbers and they figured it out and they said, wow, we think that if we get 1 million people into our network, right, how many of those will actually pay their mortgage with the account, right? It'll probably be less than 10%. Probably not going to be that many, right? And maybe we'll get a whole bunch, But they figured it out and they said, okay, on a $1,000 mortgage, 1%, is $10. Can we afford $10 out of our advertising budget per month to pay that up the tree? Yeah, they're used to paying way more than that, right? So it is, it's coming from advertising.
So if you already have an existing mortgage and you get.
So, yeah, so if you wanted, if you're gonna get a home, right, you could apply for a loan. Yeah, the Red Bank will offer loans and mortgages.
But if you already have a mortgage.
But if you don't have a mortgage, if you're just paying rent right now.
If you have.
Well, you have a mortgage.
And can you use credit cards to reduce your payment?
No.
Okay, it has to be a new mortgage.
Well, not even that, no, the mortgage itself, if you're the one paying the mortgage, there's really no benefit to you, other than just convenience. So there's no discount on the mortgage. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, yeah.
Do you know if Walmart is participating in this, or will be participating in one with 350,000?
With Walmart? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So what excites me is not only are we making money on using a card that we already are used to using, but also the separate card of the matrix. People coming and purchasing membership.
Right.
And be making money with that as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about the 5 ways we get paid, okay, and timing on that. So right now, we are in soft launch, okay, and we're going to be at soft launch until the 22nd, so 9 more days, okay. So right now, the only way to make money, and pretty much all through soft launch, or through pre-launch, that might change a little, we'll see, but for right now, all through pre-launch, the only way we're going to make money is number 1, and that is on the membership. Okay? So to be a charter member in our network, it costs currently $38 for your first month, and then $38 a month after that. That pricing is good through June 30th. So we have till the end of this month to get just $38 to join. Okay?
How much will it be after June 30th?
It will always be $38 a month, but there will be a $30 enrollment fee. Yeah, one time. After June 30th. So as of July 1st, to join our network, you will pay $68, which includes your enrollment and your first month. Now, what are we getting? Okay, let's clarify this. Okay, the membership, that $38 now, or that $68 and $38 a month, that is not you purchasing the rewards portal. It's not. Okay, be very, very clear on that, because we will have free customers in the future, and they will have access to the rewards portal as well, right? The travel and all that stuff. So, what is the $38 a month getting you? Just like buying a membership to Costco. It gets you the right to participate. Now, if you use it or you don't use it, that's up to you. If you pay for your Costco membership and you never go, well, that's up to you. If you pay for it and you go every single day, well, then great, right? Everybody's going to use it differently, but the $38 a month is a membership. That's what it is. Okay? It's not a product. It's not the travel portal. It's not the rewards portal. It's the right to be able to do this as a business, to be able to leverage. Okay, that's what it is. So $38 a month, $30 to enroll one time, and of that $38 a month, the way it pays out is enrollees 1 through 3, you will make $10 to you. $10 to the team building structure, and $15 to the company. That's their profit for paying the rent for this building and all of that. And And then there's a $3 bank fee.
Are they gonna try to get rid of that, Jeremy?
They are. Yeah. At some point, when we start to pay our membership out of our commissions, it will just be 35. So that's how that works on 1, 2, 3, and then from 4 through infinity, it will be $20 to the TBS.
TBS.
Team building structure. So it's this, it's matrix. Right. It starts, so this guy right here, if it was just the $10 here, then it would divide $1, that's 10 levels. So it pays out just like the commission for the $1,000 purchase, right? Is a $10 divided by 10, $1 rep. But it's the same thing. That $10 or $20 going into the team building structure is paid out on 10 levels. So either $1 or $2. Yeah, per person.
Per person. Per person. See that big number? 88.
Yeah, 88,572. So if you had a full matrix, okay, and like she was saying, having 500 people paying their mortgage, that's small potatoes. That should happen in your first month or two. Okay, the way it's going to grow. So getting to 88,572, as long as you're just treating it like a business, if you're a leader, you're out there talking to people and supporting your team and bringing them to meetings and all of that stuff, it will duplicate. Okay, this is something, another key term that we should all understand is the concept of geometric progression. You guys heard the story about the penny that doubles every single day for 30 days? Who's heard that? Yeah? So that's the question, right? What would you rather have? Would you rather have a penny that doubles every single day for 30 days, or would you rather have $1 million? Penny. The penny, right? Why? Because what happens? What happens to the penny doubling every day for 30 days?
It goes to like over $1 million.
It's worth over $3 million after 30 days. Okay? Geometric progression. That's what happens. It's unreal. And you see it all over the place. Genealogy, anybody that does genealogy can really understand this. It blows me away. I've been down to Salt Lake at the Family History Center. They have this chart, and it shows from one couple, right? One couple back in the 1500s. Out of that one couple, we had all these people. You have, I think, 5 different United States presidents, and you have Elvis Presley, and you have, the Beatles, and just all these people that we know from one couple 400 years ago, right? It's unreal the way geometric progression grows, okay? So that's what we're talking about. With this matrix, we have geometric progression happening because everybody's trying to get their 10. And so all of a sudden you have 10 who get 10. Now that's how many? 100. Then you have 100 that are trying to get 10. So it goes to 1,000. You have 1,000 trying to get 10. So you have 10,000, right? And it goes quick.
But if you don't find anybody, you don't get anybody.
Yep.
I think that as we talk to people here in Utah, we're going to have suggestions because everybody's in scores, learn, charge, whatever. And a few make some money. But I think in Utah, we can find more resistance than we do outside of Utah.
Right.
And I believe that there are people that will just rush. I'm seeing it. I have no fear for this product, this service. This is the most incredible thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you real quick. So I was going back to the beginning with my dad, right? So everything I've ever done with network marketing, he kind of supported me. He would say, "Oh, okay, yeah, go for it. Hope you do well and whatever." But when I told him about this one, I said, "Hey, Dad, how many cards do you have in your wallet?" He pulled out his wallet. Yeah, probably 20 cards in there. And I said, what would you do if I said I had a card you could put all of those into electronic, has a little touch screen on it, and you can leave all those other cards at home and just use the one? He went, really? I said, hey, Dad, have you ever gone out to eat and left the card, when they give you the little tray and you pay for it and then they bring it back and you sign the thing? How many times have you ever left the card sitting in the tray and you drove off and you were like, oh, where did I put my card? And he's like, a couple times. Right? I said, what if you could have a card that let you keep all your stuff in the one, and that if you drove off like that, it would call you. Your phone would ring and it would say, hey, you left me behind. What would you do? He said, I want one right now. How do I buy it? Right? He was so excited. And I said, yeah, by the way, if you use that card, you're going to get all these savings, right? And everywhere, from Walmart, even Amazon, you get savings. And he was like, what? He's like, your mom buys all this stuff on Amazon. Yeah, I want it. So he was so excited, he couldn't even believe it. And it was just like, yeah, in less than 20 minutes of conversation, he was signed up into our network, and he'd never done that before. Any other thing I'd ever done. Yeah.
So I'm also trying to understand this red card and what it can do for us. We can upload our existing credit cards
Correct.
and debit cards.
Yep.
And once we've done that, we go to the store or place and we want to use the card, we select which card we want to purchase with.
Right.
By using the red card itself, we get the bonus of the discount. And we accumulate points as well.
Correct.
Which can convert to
Prizes, rewards, things. Yep.
yeah. So that's absolutely really important.
I know.
I would when you're explaining this to someone and you say, take out your debit card, your credit card, and then you show them your red card and say, why would you use just your debit or credit card here when over here you get the added benefit of using the same card you have in your hand?
Right.
It's like you're throwing money away from the office.
Exactly. Yep. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yep.
There's actually two cards for that, right? There's one that's the red card, you can add it, and then there's one that's going to be sold through merchants or like Walmart. It's like $150.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's the same card. It'll be branded differently, but it's the same card, and it'll be more expensive. Yeah, and that's a maybe. They may or may not do that. They're still trying to decide if they want to do that. But we thought about it because, well, it would give legitimacy, right? If we could go and say to somebody, hey, look at this card and everything, and they kind of were like, I don't know. You say, well, look, it's at Walmart. Walmart's selling it. Oh, really? Oh. And at Walmart, it costs $200. And for me, you can get it for $150. Oh, okay. So that was the thought. Right, that was the thought behind it. Was if it's at Walmart and it's more expensive there, and we can give it a discount, it just adds legitimacy. But we're at a point now, with the way we're growing and everything, that we're thinking we don't even need to do that. So.
Thank you. I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I want it to be out.
Okay. Any other? Yeah.
So you mentioned 5 ways to make it.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Thank you. You got on track. Okay. So that's the first one is membership, right? So that membership, that started as of May 8th, is the first day we started doing it. And the first commissions, based on everything we've done so far, will be paid hopefully tomorrow, maybe Saturday. That's so they're creating our payment portal, right, where we can actually go in our back office and see what we've earned up to this point and all of that. And then so hopefully they'll have an electronic way to pay, but they might be just cutting checks for the first pay period. We'll see. But then it's going to be every Friday after that. So from here on out, every time somebody signs up, from Friday to Friday, okay, and they pay that $38 monthly subscription, then that's going to pay out either the $10 to you, $10 at the tree, or the $20 at the tree, whatever it is, from Friday to Friday. On the following Friday, that pays out. So we'll get that. Now, down the road, when all of these other products become available, because right now we're in pre-launch, remember that. We're in pre-launch, it means that we don't have all the products yet. So, down the road.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Walmart. Suppose it's possible partnership with Walmart.
Right.
Is that, of course, it won't be part of our group. Anybody owning that or referring somebody else to that part, they won't get the 5%.
Correct. Yeah, that's another reason we're leaning against it, is because you're right. If somebody buys the card at Walmart, then they just have the card, they won't give them the savings, but they won't have a bank account attached to it, there won't be revenue share. So,
Plus, if somebody has one of those cards, if they want to convert it over
they could.
to one of ours, it would be a small fee.
Exactly. Right.
So Walmart will offer the card so that people can get a percentage on their products?
No. If Walmart gets it, if they decide to put it in Walmart, then the only thing that people would get would be the ability to load all their other cards in one. And they would get the savings. But that's it.
What kind of savings? Discounts on?
Oh, yeah, discounts on everything. Yeah, all the 300,000 locations that will give you a discount. Yeah, they would be able to do that. But
This is your
it is, yeah. So, and it's, right. So our card will be available, right, probably around January. Hopefully before that, but around January. But if we did it in Walmart, it would be, yeah, like the end of next year. So, and it probably won't happen.
Can we take a vote?
Curious question, why such a long launch window, like a year and a half out for the card?
Well, a year and a half out to get it in Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Now, the card itself for us, we're looking at January.
Oh.
If all goes well and there's no bumps in the road, the real goal is to get it out by Christmas so people can use it for Christmas shopping. Right? So we'll hopefully, right, we'll all cross our fingers and hope that there's no manufacturing issues. But yeah, the reason it's taking a little bit is because number one, the banking side, they're still putting all that together. But second, they're building the card. They had to order all the little parts and pieces, like the little LED or OLED screen and the little chip that runs the battery. And there's all these little parts that they had to order and get mass produced, and then now they're going to manufacture it. So that's why it's going to take so long.
Okay.
Back to the matrix, you mentioned the first three benefits. That's $10 for the person. Is there a dollar bonus for each one?
Right, yeah, so $10 to the matrix means $1 per person, because it pays out, it divides that 10 by 10 people, so that's $1. That makes sense?
She's asking about the second.
The second? The 1%?
The fourth. The $1.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about number 2. Number 2 is the 1%. So, we talked about that purchase. If you go to Walmart, you buy a $1,000 TV. Okay? So the 1% of the $1,000 TV purchase is how much? $10. And then of course that $10, $1 per person for $10.
Jeremy, she's asking about the second $10 that goes up to 3 after the fourth year. She gets another extra dollar because another 10 goes up to 3.
Oh, you're talking about the fourth infinity?
That's what she's talking about.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so let's finish this part. So, on the first 3 that you enroll, yes, you get, there's 10 to you, 10 to the matrix, 15 to the company. Right? 4 to infinity, so you get the 4th person, 5th person, all the way, if you enroll 100 people, it doesn't matter. Anybody after the 3rd, that $10 that normally would go to you is going to just go into the matrix as well. So it's now going to be 20 going up the tree. So that would be $2 per person on this one. That we talked about. Okay. So then the second way we get paid is the 1% on the swipes, okay, from the card. So $10, whatever it is, somebody buys I had the question earlier, what if I bought a car? Right? What if I went and bought a car, put $10,000 on my card, swiped it, and they took it. So then, yeah, on a $10,000 car, 1%, so $100, right? Paying up the tree, $10 per person. It happens. Yeah.
Jeremy, is there any place where what you're talking about right now can be written and we can go look at it and study it?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have official comp plan documents that are available through the website. So, well, the new website is coming out on the 22nd, but currently we're pretty much running everything through Facebook. So if you don't have a Facebook, I recommend you get one because that's kind of where everything is right now. Great. Yeah, so if you look for the official rNetwork corporate Facebook page, rNetwork corporate. Yep.
How many members are on the network since,
How many are there?
how many people, or, yeah, how many members are on the network so far?
So far, a little over 5,000. Just in the last 2 weeks. Okay, so that's method number 2. Number 3 is the 1% on mortgages. Okay. The 4th way we get paid is on the card itself. So card sales, look at that. So if somebody buys a rev card, it's going to give, if they buy it as a customer, so if they pay the $150 for it, then that's going to pay $25 to the enroller and then another $10 into donations. Okay. So another $1 per person that buys it. And then the last way that's coming is what we call the reward center. And inside the reward center, there will be paid activities. So probably seen, that where if you go to Walmart and you do a little survey, they'll give you, $10 off on your next purchase, or restaurants will do that. There's other things where they'll actually pay you some kind of benefit to do some activity like downloading an app or a game on your phone. Sometimes if you watch a video or something, they'll pay you for that. So there's paid activities that they're going to have in the reward center that when people do them, they'll be rewarded. They'll get some kind of incentive for that. And then on top of that, it will pay a certain amount into patrons.
Okay, until the card is available on January 6th or before Christmas, the way we get a discount on a rev card is it's a thing on our phone.
On the phone.
Okay, now, when the card becomes available, is it necessary to buy the actual card or just continue using the?
Yeah, you don't have to buy the card if you don't want to. Yeah, you can just keep using your phone. And it's more complicated because you got to look it up and show the cashier. So members, if you're a charter member, then we're going to get it for $99. So it'll be cheaper. Because it is a mini computer. And you have to think of it as, it's like buying a cell phone. It's got a screen, it's got a cell chip in it, it's got a Bluetooth, it's got all the technology. Yeah. It literally is. The cell phone.
How long is it good for before it wears out?
These are such good questions.
Yeah, no, I believe they're trying to manufacture it so that it can last a good 3 years at least. Because it's, the typical life of a cell phone, probably about 3 years.
Okay.
So similar. Because it'll have, because it's got a cellular chip on it, it can actually connect to the internet and it can get updates and have the software that's on it and everything be updated. It's pretty amazing.
Can it be,
Nope. Nope. Unless they cut off your thumb. It's got a biometrics thumb chip here on the back. Yeah, very secure. Okay. So those are the 5 ways to get paid. So it doesn't matter where it comes from, whether it's the membership, paying out $10, a $20 commission from the swipes, whether it's somebody paying their mortgage, whether it's somebody buying a card, whether it's somebody doing activities in the reward center, it all pays out the same way, right? It just takes that amount, whatever that amount is, and pays it out to that much.
So I have an existing mortgage, so would I switch my paying it with the red card?
So what you can do, now most banks won't take a credit card or a debit card as payment. Right? So usually when you're paying your mortgage, you're doing some kind of a bank transfer, ACH payment, or you're writing a check. Right. So the way it works is if you have some third party, Bank of America or whatever it is that your mortgage is with, then you will use your RevBank account, the bill pay service in your RevBank, to send that payment to them.
And then I would give it a discount.
You actually don't. In that case, it's just the convenience, because if you're doing this as a business, and you have money in your Rev checking account, then we hope that that will become your primary checking account. And so just the convenience of, I'm going to start paying my mortgage through that. There's really no incentive to you, right? There's no discount or anything, but we're hopeful that you would do it because that will produce that 1% up the tree. And then if you're doing it as a business, you're hopeful that the people in your team do it as well, right? So there's really no incentive. That's why we're saying that there'll probably be not very many people who do it, less than 10% of the total membership that will actually pay their mortgage through the Rev Bank. It might go up over time.
Okay, but your mortgage wouldn't cost you anymore. Like you pay $987 a month.
Yeah.
It would be the same.
Yeah, because your mortgage is still at.
Convenience of doing it through Rev card, Rev Bank. And
Yeah. Now you could eventually, you could refinance.
additional.
And the Rev Bank could take over your mortgage. You could do that, but that's optional.
You could be one of the people kind of that get that percentage back if you and your husband both have a card, and so the one that's under the other one would make the payment, and then the other one would get.
Yep, that's another little trick.
So you have to have the money in the bank to use the card. So it's sort of, you can't.
Well, no, not to use the card. The card, you can have multiple cards in there. So the idea is that you will have, because you have a Rev Bank account, you're going to have that checking account is like maybe your primary card, but then you can add your Discover card or your American Express or whatever. And then when you're at the store, your Walmart, you touch the screen and you say, today I'm going to use my American Express. Boom, swipe, right? Or, oh, you know what? I have $3,000 in my Rev account because I built a team and I got paid yesterday. Boom, I'm going to use my Rev account instead.
So it's sort of like a debit card. You have to have the money in there to use it.
Can you just talk into it and say, pull up my Costco card?
Yeah, it has a microphone in it. So, yeah, you just talk to it.
I still don't understand, I'm sorry, but about the other cards that are in the card. Do you not get a discount or a?
You do get a discount. You get the savings.
They're not part.
But there
they're
will
not
not
part of
be
your bank
1% if you use those.
because they don't
Yeah,
go through your bank.
because that bank.
Can you repeat that part?
Okay, so they're asking, so on the Rev card, you can load up to, I think it's 30 different cards in there, right? So if you had an American Express and a Chase or whatever, right? You add those cards in there and you say, okay, today I'm going to go shopping and, I spent all my money from my Rev account, so I need to buy some stuff, so I'm going to switch to my Discover card. So you go on your little screen and you scroll up and you, boom, okay, select the Discover card and you do the purchase, okay? It will give you the savings because you're using the Rev card. But the 1%, that's going to go to Discover. It's not going to come back to us.
So you still have a bill from your Discover card.
Correct.
Let's just get rid of Discover and just do Rev. That's
Yeah.
my
I don't get why you need other cards if you have it.
You don't need it. There's a gentleman in our group and he has a Citibank Visa card and he gets 2% cash back. So what he was to me, using his Citibank in his buying his Rev card, and he'll get the 2% savings plus the savings on purchasing.
You would. Yeah.
That's his supplemental.
Yeah. So there's, you never know. Some people might prefer to do that, but the goal of, obviously, this whole thing is to do better than that. To say, Why are you wasting your time on 2% cash back? Look what we're giving you. We're giving you 10% cash back, right? Oh, okay. So yeah, the goal is down the road that nobody will use the other cards because our deals and our rewards are going to be so much.
We'll just say, would you rather get 2% back on your own purchases or 1% back of your whole network's purchases? Right?
Just teach it that way.
Look, if you can put all of your cards, your 6 or 8 or 92, up to 30, on the rev card, could you do a balance transfer and have it all be through the rev bank instead of through your individual credit card?
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way just because most of those cards are credit cards. And so the issuing bank is the one giving you credit.
Yeah, so you can't transfer it to the rev bank, just bank issuing.
How do you get money into the web card if you haven't earned the money?
Right. So there's going to be a few ways. So the other cool advantage, what we're doing is that there's something called the Star Network or the Plus Network, which is all the ATMs, right? So one of the easiest ways is you can go to any ATM, put the rev card in, choose the rev account, and choose deposit. And then if you have $100 in cash, you can stick it in there, deposit right in. Or somebody wrote you a check, you can actually deposit and have it go right into your rev account.
So you could write a check on one of your accounts.
You could.
And deposit it into your
Correct. Yep. Yeah, and it has mobile deposit, right? So you could write yourself a check and use the app, right? The Rev Bank app and say, mobile deposit.
So I'm in a group that does things like big trading, but we get more than 1,000 at a time. Can I transfer all that in there? Like if it's 200,000, can I transfer 200,000 in?
Yeah, it's a checking account. Yeah. What's that? Okay.
When can it start, when do we start our membership and when do we start using the card?
Okay, so as mentioned, we have until June 30th to get the discount where they're going to waive that $30 off your enrollment. You do that now. You want to get in right now and get that going. Take advantage of that before that discount goes away.
But we have to pay for next month too.
Well, so it would be, so if you join today, today's the, what is today? 13th. So if you join today on the 13th, then your next membership would be due on July 13th. So you have a month out.
So what's the purpose of doing it now if you can't use it?
Like when you start.
Okay, let's review. Let's go back to what I said at the very beginning. Okay, this $38 a month membership is not the discount. It's not the savings. This $38 a month membership is not the rev card. It's not the bank account. This $38 a month membership is your right to build this. And you can do that right now. And you can start getting paid right now. That's what you're getting for $38. Okay? So don't confuse savings, bank account, rev card, all that stuff with the $38. That's not the same thing. You're not buying the savings. You're buying a position in the matrix and starting to build that out so you can start making money next Friday. That's what you're doing.
If you get people and they start using it.
Yeah, so right now, your job is to build this as a team. Right now, we are in the pre-launch of the network marketing part of this. If you want to just be a customer, if you just want to use the savings and have the bank account, then your job is to wait until January and come back and see us.
You can get savings through the app now too. Will that app be available?
So the app, the discount portal is going to be available on next Saturday, this is the 22nd, and you can start using that. But yeah, it will only be paid members that can start using it.
You still have a password right there. If you don't downline one single person, you can't access number 2. Yeah, of course, of the 2%. However, if you get a member number and get this I'm not a computer user, but the card will be in January, so now it's this app or whatever that can give me savings. It also is something that I can transfer to any friend I want at no cost, and they can go out and use it, and I, without downlining the dog, would get part of the portion of what my personally brought in customers do in the way of purchasing and
In
saving.
January, yes. In January, when you bring on free customers, yes. But
When you bring on free, not free, but free. But to bring on free customers, that doesn't apply now to bring on free.
right
So
now,
right now, we're in a
only,
choice time to, if we want to make a business of this, even by just bringing in one or two, without bringing in all 10.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you bring in one person, you've got that first level, which more or less
and by
pays
getting
the
in right now,
38, close to the 38.
you're gonna get that spillover, right? It's gonna start to fill in. Now, you'll have to do your part, right? You have to unlock these levels, but,
You'd have to bring in a second person.
well, you have to bring in 10 total. to
Well, to
unlock
bring
all
in
of
all 10, but you bring in a second person.
Yeah.
And you're down to the second level, but with the first person,
them. You get paid on your
you get
first.
$10 from that person, because that they belong to you.
Yeah.
And anyway, it partially pays your $38, and you might bring in more people.
Yeah, because they'll start to build it,
Bring in,
and then it'll start to leverage.
you might bring in 2 or 4 or 5, something, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the idea. That's why we're doing it right now. That's why we're paying $38 right now. It's a land grab. It's like when the pioneers came and they said, I'm gonna stake out this territory. This is mine, right? You're first. This is yours. And people come later, guess what? You already own the land. So that's what we're doing. We're saving our money.
I like the way they've done this, because I've been in other network marketing companies and forced matrices that did not work. They were stagnated because the attitude of the people was, I'll just let somebody else do the work, and hopefully I'll get some still on it. So this really gives you incentive to get your people so that you can get paid on each level, which will create automatic spillover the people on the second level. If you get your 10, there's 70%, you know.
Yep.
And everybody has that same attitude, it's going to flow through the pipe.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing. Yeah.
Will I ever be able to apply for a credit line on the road?
Oh, you will, absolutely. Yeah. So the Red Bank has loans and all that stuff.
So my Rev card will be a credit card, not
It could
just
be.
a debit.
It could be, yeah, because the Red card is just a shell. That's all it is. And so if you applied at the Red Bank and got a line of credit, well, that would be a different number. Right? You'll have your checking number, your debit number, but if you applied and got an actual credit line, $1,000, $10,000, whatever, then they would assign you a different ID number, a 16-digit number that you would load into your Red.
So I could make my purchases during the month and then pay for them the following month.
Yeah.
I was just curious, let's just say, like, there's some big, like, snafu, and it's like, there's all this legal stuff and all this lawsuits, so I'm just, like, curious, like, what kind of steps do you have as far as preventing massive lawsuits by the banks? Because that feels like a huge potential.
So the bank, right, it's a U.S. FDIC insured bank.
Sure. So they can't, I mean, can they do anything, or can they still say like an, I don't know, like antitrust, or just do some kind of thing that says you're monopolizing? I mean, I don't know what they would say, but I just think they're gonna try to find some angle to try to overturn this. You know what I'm saying?
Now, the banking industry is very regulated. You know, it's one of the most regulated industries on the planet.
Yeah.
And so there's all these rules, and that's why it's taking long
Okay.
to get, because they're doing it all right.
Okay.
So yeah, so by the time it's ready for us to start signing up and getting everything, they use what's called KYC. You know what that is? Know your customer, know your client. And so they actually verify with a photo ID who you are. They verify your address. You gotta provide some kind of address verification, whether it's a credit card statement or a utility bill or something. They're going to do all that. They're going to verify. They're going to ask you for your social security number, all that stuff.
Sure.
So it's totally legit.
Yeah, that's legit. I'm just thinking, just like the system itself, like saying, the medical community, like you can't go and be a doctor unless you're going to do the party line. If you get cancer, you have to do 3 protocols. That's it. There's nothing else you can legally do as a doctor. If you do anything else, you're going to be disbarred. So is there something like that within the banking industry where, what I'm saying is, I'm kind of super skeptical of the truth beyond the truth. What's the root of really, I guess I'm saying there's like conspiring men and, what are they going to do against this? I'm talking about those elitists who are running a different system than this.
Yeah.
You guys are little fish next to them. You know what I'm saying? What can they do to you?
Yeah. So, as long as they keep their nose clean, there's nothing. And the neat thing is that the current administration, the Trump administration, they're very friendly to this.
Okay.
Well, let's put it this way: if Hillary had won, we couldn't do this.
That's true. Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm not trying to be political at all, but that's the reality: is that Trump has made this possible.
So how do you get your people? Do they pay, somebody wants to do it, do they pay the $38?
Correct. Yep. So when you sign up, then you're going to get what's called a replicated website. So you'll have your own link that you can share with other people. And so if you talk to somebody and say, hey, look what I'm doing, this is really fun, look how we're going to start making money together and all the savings and stuff, and they'll say, okay, tell me more about it. You're going to send them your link. So it's just a website that you send to them, and it's tied to you. And it'll have a video on it. It'll have, you've probably seen the red card video, a 2-minute video, and it'll have some other information. So that website, then they can look at it, and if they decide they like it, then they can sign up right there. And if they sign up right there, it'll be tied to you, they'll be one of your people on your journey.
But after the 30th, they have to pay $30?
Yes, so after June 30th, they would pay $30 enrollment, and they would pay $38. So it'd be 68 at that point.
We have 2 weeks.
Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I was starting to think that this is the first MLM company I've ever seen where the product is actually worth more than it costs because it saved more than the $38 to do a business. But it doesn't save a nickel at Costco. So for the average person who maybe gets all their gas at Costco, does it save it enough other places? How much does the average person?
Yeah, so they did some studies.
Save in a month.
Right, they did some studies and they figured that the average person would save $50 to $80 a month just on other things. Because you go out to eat, right? And not everybody buys everything at Costco, right? So you go out to eat, you pay your electric bill, you pay your gas bill. There's so many things that you can pay with your card.
You pay your gas bill, your electric bill, is writing a check.
Well,
If
yeah.
you deposit into this Rev Bank and then use the Rev card for all these things.
Yeah, so it's an education thing. We're gonna have to teach people is stop writing checks, start using your card.
So if you pay with bill pay, you just.
Same thing, yeah, just so, like I know, what is it, the gas company, what's it called? So you can go on, and you have different choices. You can pay with your bill pay, or you can set up auto pay through your checking account, right, ACH, or you can put in a credit card. They'll take a credit card now. So.
Put in the Rev card.
So you would just put in your Rev card at that point. So we're just gonna have to train people, educate people on how to start using your card for everything instead of bill pay or checking.
So would you transfer your money from your bank into the Rev Bank?
Right, and then eventually the Rev Bank will be your primary bank.
And so you pay Dominion gas or from city utilities, and you can save a bit using the rev card, so your monthly amount.
I don't think utilities would be saving, but it's just, it's convenient because, as I mentioned,
Okay, well, it's not
we're gonna have a
just
reward program.
$80
And so,
savings.
yeah, so you're gonna get either savings or rewards, one of the two.
Oh.
Because if you transfer your money into the rest bank, you're not gonna leave your money in your Wells Fargo.
Right, yeah, so eventually you'll just say, sorry, Wells Fargo, you weren't good enough, I'm leaving you.
Like for Costco. It asks you put your Costco membership card in, and then you said you want to use that card for your payment. Can the rev card also hold the membership, let's say Costco or Walmart or any of those other places?
Yes.
You can just stick the rev card in,
Yep.
you're off and running.
Yep, it'll be the last card you ever need. You can load all your rewards cards in there, everything.
So what if a person dies, what do we do with the card?
Okay, so all of this is, so the banking side, right, it follows the same rules as if somebody had a Wells Fargo account and died. It would go to next of kin or however they do that. Now, the position in the matrix, right, this is all willable. So you can actually will that to somebody when they take over. Okay, we're starting to lose people, and it's getting late, so. Let's call it a night. Thanks, everybody, for coming, and we'll do this again next week. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, we'll do this every week.
On Thursday,
On Thursday.
on Thursday.
Yeah.
Same time, 5 or
Same time. Yeah, so we'll do the 5:30 will be the leadership training, and then the 7 will be the opportunity.
So we still have, more Thursdays before the 30th.
Yep, we'll have a couple.
I'm recording all, I'm recording for you.
Yeah, we'll try that out. Sorry.